Welcome, guys. Welcome. Just waiting for people to join up. I was somewhere else. I was on the clock, speaking in code here. But I've come over here. Hopefully I've got some people over to come here to continue. Hey, there he is. The man, the legend. Yeah, I got a beat on him. Just give me the call. Big Tommy in the house. I'm just going to share this onto another place. It does a little reconnecting. I like the background. Cheers. That's literally a photo outside my van. I literally pulled the camera out and took that just then for you, straight from the oven to you. It's fresh. If it was a pie, it would burn you. That's how fresh it is. But pretty excited about updating my gear one day. Better cameras, better. Yeah, my phone's pretty old. It's very old. It's good, being a good phone. It's just too outdated. As you can see by the graphics, it's like Minecraft over here. Yeah. Is it? What time is it for you, Big Tommy? What time is it for you, Big Tommy? It's AM. AM or PM? Or is that PM? Let me know. PM. Oh, okay. Just a long day. Yeah. That's not too bad. So it's closer to my time frame. Yeah. Here right now it is 4:25 PM. Yeah. You'll never guess who. Hey! You got the same name. Welcome. Thank you. You came over to the dark side. Thank you. Thank you for coming over. Normally people have different names. Here it's so much freer. And I think it's been doing okay for me, Washington. I think it's been doing better. Wow, yeah. There were some other people in America. Yeah. So you're like, wow. Are you sleepy? Yeah, I should probably do stuff in the morning so then I get people in America at certain times. I'll probably do some morning ones. Maybe that's an idea for tomorrow. Maybe. What did I have on? Maybe I'll do a morning live tomorrow. My time morning, so that. Nah. Washington's from New York. From New York, Big Tommy. Fine. Now I'm speaking for you. How rude. Now I'm only guessing by the name, but Washington, I'm in New York. Are you female? Only going by the name. I don't know why. I'm just guessing. I don't notice that. My bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't notice the AM. Yeah. Oh, I got it. Sorry. I got it wrong, man. I'm so sorry. Oh, Vash. Cool name. Sorry. I totally got that wrong, didn't I? But yeah, welcome, Vash. But yeah, I really think in the right circles, that's a cool idea. This whole Everest thing. I think maybe after. Oh, really? That's cool. Oh, so is your dad got a cool geeky side to him, or nerdy, or I don't even know what people call it these days. That's cool. I like when people have a bit of that stuff to them. I appreciate it a lot. Welcome everyone if you're just joining. So we've moved over from the clock. I'm just speaking in code. I'm a rebel. Rebelled! But yeah, I've come over here. It's just, I just prefer YouTube for now. Eventually I might go to Twitch. I think that's better again. Yeah, he watches anime a lot, but it's not like his whole person. Oh yeah, cool. That's cool. Yeah, nice. So I was having a discussion, guys, whoever wasn't on my other live. I was having a discussion. I saw an article that was talking about all the rubbish. I've never used. Oh, okay. I'm here for now. Don't worry, I'm not running away. I think I'll always be on here anyway, because I've got all my videos on my channel, and it's slowly growing. But yeah, the Everest idea, you should find a way to bring it into motion. Or you have connections or anything and try. Yeah. I do. I'm pretty realistic with my limitations. I know what I'm good at and what I'm not. No, I run away, big tummy. It's okay. I'm right here. It's all good. I'm not going anywhere. I know I'm pretty good like that because it's how I'm wired up. I know what I'm good at and what I'm not. Chase. We can't be safe without you. Cause I'm trying to work it out. Are you imagining like I'm like a Germanic warrior? Like, oh, where are you, Axe? Anyway, I'm like a Germanic warrior. Wild goose chase. Oh yeah, Vash. Was it Vash or Vashington? Like a oh yes, yes. I'd be like one of the Germanic guys. You know the yeah, like one of the Germanic tribes. They had struggles with them. They fought very differently too. That little bit off topic, but I don't care. I'm not strict on what I talk about. I like to kind of go all over the place. Anyway, and I am. I'm very creative. But yeah, I need to. I guess, to Vash, like, because I do know my limitations, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. I like to see things have heart behind it, and if I'm passionate about things, because sometimes, and I've definitely been there, and I'm not saying I don't do this, but I used to be a very emotionally driven person, and that's never good. It is not good to be driven by emotions. Emotions should be at least third with what you pick up on and go by in your priority. And or as far as drive goes. And you will get emotions, but they're more of a byproduct. They should be a byproduct, not a guide. A lot of times people will mistaken emotions for spiritual peace and go ahead with things. And that's, I feel like that's a big topic. But yeah, so at the moment, that's why I'm very clear on it. I'm like, it's just an idea. It's a hypothetical idea. If someone else wants it, take it. Because I know I don't want to sound too weird, but I also know that everything good I have comes from God, and I don't live in jealousy and, oh, what is someone going to take from me and this and that, because I know He looks after me. So I know whatever is for me, as long as I don't cower in fear and inaction and apathy and run by emotion, it'll all work out. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So I know when to, I do. In the most part, I know when to go, oh, this is something God's opening, or this is something God's closing, and this is just what it was, and that's okay. I don't cling to, I refuse to cling to anything but God and His provision. In fact, often I'll do things where I get too attached to it and I'll deliberately pull away. For example, there's a couple I know, amazing couple, and I really felt a lot of things they're about and all that. I relied on it a lot when I was going through stuff recently, but I deliberately would pull away because I refuse to cling to that. And I also know that God's still got a lot of traveling for me. And part of me being a traveler, it's not just limited to that side of things, but part of me being a traveler, I need to learn not to cling to things, and I also don't want people to cling to me in an unhealthy way. Because on one hand, I want people to take from me with what is only given, what I'm only giving. So there's that. And I also don't want to take or cling to things in people that I admire or that I want unless it's given to me and it's for me. Because sometimes something could be given to you, but it's not something good. And that's, there's a lot of nuances with that. I think it's simple, but I think our own treachery, the non-circumcision of the heart, all of it, our own things get in the way and it makes it complicated. And then if we've got the enemy's voice and rah, 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 you add all these factors to it and suddenly it doesn't seem so simple. But I find that posture of being a child of God is simple. And that I know with absolute faith and certainty that it will never do me wrong to wait on God and trust Him and to have that posture as a child before Him. I'm telling you guys, that will not let you down. Yes, initially you might step into that posture. You might go before God and you might go, I'm going to trust you. I don't care. And yes, you'll look around you and you'll be like, oh man, maybe I'm wrong. The doubt set in. Look at my enemy, God. Lord, you will save me. And it's He is faithful. And I can tell you I've been there a few times. I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me, I've made it and I'm a perfected work. Far from it. But I'm not the same person I was even 2 weeks ago. And that's all glory to God. 100%, guys. Dead set. That is all wow. And He really does. He uses what the enemy meant for harm for good. He really does. Man, there's so much harm. I saw it. I dreamt about it. I knew what the enemy was doing. It's part of my gifting. It's my calling. Some things was like a slow moving knife just piercing me. And it was like stuff you see in movies. Yes. Yeah. And you will. The stuff that's really true, the stuff of the Spirit, people will go, why does that speak to me? It's because there's that universal thing that we go through. The trials, the suffering, the refining, the refiner's fire, and all that. So what I'm really, and I know that, what I'm saying should not be completely new to someone that has been touched and marked in this way. And show me any great person, great man or woman of God that hasn't been through the fire, because you will go through the fire. If you really want to step into your God-given calling and the life that He has for you here and now. Yes, there's salvation. A lot of times people mix up God's salvation, the salvation that Jesus, the complete finished work of the cross, and they get that mixed up with the kingdom of God. and they just combobulate it all together, and they go, it's all the same thing. And yes, it's all related, it's all the same God, but there's a big difference between someone living a life just like the thief on the cross, living a life, and then Jesus turns to him and goes, I assure you I'll see you in paradise, to someone that's, maybe from a young age, who knows, at one stage giving their life to God and going, change me, God, use me up. That's something else. It's not the same thing. And that's what I'm talking about. It's the kingdom of God. It's what David was talking about when he said, I will see your goodness in the land of the living. Because I've ran into Christians, even recently, where they go, oh, it won't matter one day when we're all gone. Is literally, that's his response to the pain I was going through. And straight away I was like, it was a bit saddening to hear that, because no, what I'm talking about, let go of this sins and demons. Absolutely, yeah. But even with that stuff out of it, and I'm not saying that's not a part of it, or that doesn't matter, but it's also, hey man, hey Roy, sorry man, I didn't even say hi. Hey, I was reading your comment. Everyone say hi to Roy. Welcome man, welcome bro. But yeah, it's, even if you to put that out of it, which it's not out of the picture with demons and sin and all that, I would actually say even more so, let that heart be changed. And that takes a lot of bravery. That takes a lot of faith. Takes a lot of, hey God, it's just me and you, no one else. And I don't want to be the same. It's not working. It's being real. It's being honest. It's being broken. And you realize, once you realize you've been there a couple of times, maybe more for some people, but you realize it's the only place to be. The only place to be, which comes to what I said at the start, being in that posture as a child before God. Because either he's God, and that what I'm saying is completely true, and he's above all, through all, and he's like in control, or what's the point? So hope that helps you guys. Like, I hope that makes sense, because not everything makes sense to everyone, and I've learnt to be okay when really learnt to be okay, and I'm not saying I'm always, but learn to be okay when people disagree. Learn to be okay when you feel helpless to help people. I actually ran into, this is a long while ago now, while I was living in the van and going through stuff. This guy, he was doing it rough. I don't even think he had a tent and a swag. He was doing it rough. This is when the last bout of cold. That's how long I've been out here in a van. But he was doing it rough, and one morning I made him a coffee, and he was so grateful. He's like, oh, like, wow, you got coffee? Oh, it's beautiful. It's like a home in here. It's so set up. And I made him a coffee, and he was so grateful for the coffee. And that was a real moment. And then I saw him in the supermarket, and he's probably stealing stuff. You could see there was just a lot of dark stuff going on with this dude. And guys, I can't tell you exactly how it went down, but I saw him and I kind of talked to him, and he was nice to me and all that. And he was just swirling. He wanted to run away. You could tell he's trying to get away from the torment. And I kind of talked with him, and you could tell he was a bit happy to see me, but he had all his stuff going on. And he went away, and then I just felt, I just talked to God in my spirit, and I said, how did I help him? What could I do? And I had no money. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Roy. But yeah, so I felt, I felt very powerless, and then it's like, and then it was like I heard the voice as I always do, and it was like, Boris, I want you to be okay with what you can't. It's not what you can't change. It's just being okay with what's not for me. Sometimes it isn't for you to. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a hypothetical scenario. It's all within your capacity and with what you can see, not what you can't see and what you're not made for or have no capacity for. And just being okay with that. It's what I'm not saying is, oh, don't have compassion, don't care about anyone. No, no. That is always good. Of course it's good. Of course it's good to feel something for someone and go, but not be led by some emotion, but just genuinely like, wow, there's something I can do, I'm going to do it. And I've been in many scenarios, and I can actually think of those moments off the top of my head where I was like, God, I wish I could help this person more. And then God's like, boom, here you go. This is what you can do. And those things are always bigger than I even comprehend. Um, I don't normally like to boast about things like this, but I'm going to. Um, sure. I was in my van one time, and this lady that I met through walks, and guys, I'm being really raw with you. This lady first started talking to me. I'm being really blunt with you because I had a lot going on. And at the time, what I was going through, I was inside. I'll be talking to her, and I was real nice to her, and I genuinely was nice. And that's all I felt like I was doing is being nice. Not actual kindness or anything, just nice. And this lady would talk to me and she'd come every afternoon, and it was like, inside I was like feeling, oh, if she went away, I wouldn't miss her one bit. I didn't feel bad about her. I didn't hate her. No, no, no. I couldn't care less. Um, Even though when she'd talk to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, and I'd listen and all that. But last thing I felt like I needed was something more to drain me at that time because I was at my wit's end. You're going to love this, guys. So, oh wow, that hit home. So this lady she kept coming every afternoon when she was walking her dogs. She'd lost her son and stuff. It's not that I didn't care about that. I just I couldn't handle anymore. I couldn't handle anymore. She kept persisting. She'll come every afternoon. She'll like, hello. And she'll tell me stuff. And I'd feel like so empty, you know? I felt like there's so much things I could see in her life, and but I had no, I like almost had no strength to respond, no help. I felt so powerless, and that happened a few times, and then I ended up moving spots. Long story, but I moved spots, and I bumped into her. Guys, this lady, she talked about me. She was wondering where I was. She's like, you helped me so much. You encouraged me so much. And then I felt the Holy Spirit just piling stuff on her. Good stuff. And I knew God was talking through me. And I'm like, God, how could you how could you how could you use me like that? My heart wasn't even in there. I was just buying time with this lady. So what am I trying to say? I'm back to the story. So then some time had passed, and I wouldn't always see her, but I'd see her, and she loved seeing me. And who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I never asked. Maybe somehow she maybe saw me as a son, the son she had lost. Maybe, who knows? And so what happened is she came by one day and she goes, she was almost, I mean, she said it in other ways, but it was like, I needed to see you. And I'm going to tell you something here, guys. This lady saw who I really was in God. And I don't care how this sounds. She actually saw who I was in God, and I missed that. I missed it. And that is a powerful thing when people really see who you are. And that's something God had made known to her. That's the only way it happens. That's another subject. But she was almost shaking, and she's like, I needed to see you. No, before this time, sorry. She told me about an interaction with someone, and I gave her and it was really just God speaking through me. So God's pouring out of me, like with my what to say and what to do. And she could tell it really helped her because she was rattled by this altercation. Not a bad altercation, just an altercation with a certain man, a good man, a man that was trying to help her. And I cleared things really simply with her. And I said, yep, this is this and this is this. And again, it was really God out of the wellspring within my spirit, because that lady could see, she had faith to see who I was, right? Right? So this had happened, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Did you ever have a chance to listen? Yes, I did. Yeah, it was good. It was good, man. I did actually listen to it, yeah. I can't even remember the name off my head, but I did listen to it, yeah. It was good. Really fresh. Kind of reminds me of a lot of the stuff I used to listen to. But yeah, so here I am like, wow, God, wow. Out of all the people that I felt like I had no time for originally, this lady sees my gift. Anyway, and who I am. And she's drawing on it. And not only drawing on it, like aggressively drawing on it. Right? So then some time goes by. She comes to me another time. She's like, oh, thank God you're here. Thank God you're here, Borry. And I knew already I was a godsend in her life. And so she comes up to my van. I hope it brightens you up too. Don't feel sad. Because I'm trying to say God's using people that are broken and people that feel like they're empty, people that feel like they've got nothing to offer the world. That's the person. Now, that type of person, now God can look at it and go, now I can actually use you. Because you know, if you think you're qualified, Big Tommy, you're useless to God. Guys, I'm saying some big stuff here. You're useless to God if you think you're qualified. So what's it say about people that think they're special? Got something to offer? No. It says your deeds are but filthy rags before God. That's why I'm telling you, you will not go wrong being a child broken before God and trusting him. That's it. So she comes up to him, she goes, I had an accident. Rah. She lost the car. She's using her mum's car, and she's got car problems now with her mum's car. Something like the battery was dead, and she had to keep the car running, and rah. You're going to love this, guys. Ready? You're going to love this. So then she goes, oh, I'm going to take the dogs for a walk around the oval like she does. And she goes, I'll be back. Right? You're not going anywhere? I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right here. So I'm in the van right where I am. Not in this spot, but in another spot. But I was in the van. Hey, I live out here. That's a green screen, but it is outside. So anyway, so she goes for a walk, and I'm sitting in the van, and I start to pray, and I'm like, God, I feel so powerless. Can you give me something for this lady? Something. I had no money. All I had was... All I knew is this lady saw who I was, and she was drawing on it as much as she could. Right? So that's where we're at. And she's gone for a walk, and I'm like, God, can you give me something? He gave me something, guys. Real simple. He goes, Boris, I want you. I didn't have a lot of money. I want you to buy her an alternator to charge her battery while her car's resting at night until she gets that new battery. A battery charger. Did I say alternator? I want you to buy her a battery. Go with her, buy a battery charger with, the money I had. So she comes back. I'm excited. Now I'm excited, right? And this lady comes back. She goes, oh, I can't remember what she's saying. And I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. I said, I wanted to do something for you, and I've got something for you. And she goes, oh yeah, she's looking at me, and I said, we're going to go buy you a battery charger. So you'll be able to charge that battery at night. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really simple. Until you get a new battery, you'll be all right. So we drove there like two little eager kids going to, excited about something. And we got there to the auto shop. I bought it to her. And even the price of it was exactly what I had now seen with God showing me. And she was over the moon. Over the moon. I showed her practically how to use it. I said, you just positive, negative. It's easy. This color, that color. Cross, minus. I said, this is how you do it. All you do is plug it in. And it's going to trickle charge your battery overnight. It'll get you through till you get a new battery. Oh, sorry, the alternator was the problem. That's right. The alternator, I believe. Anyway, I can't remember. But the point is, I got to actually help her. Practically. Because I asked God. I felt empty. I felt useless, but I trusted God. And He used me that day. Now, guys, after that, I was shocked what happened after that. She saw me another time. She's like, I've been telling everyone about you. And then she brought all her friends over to my van. I'm dead serious, guys. She brought all her friends over to my van. She's real friendly. And she goes, this man will give you the shirt off his back. And I'm just like, I guess so. How cool is that? And she's like, her head's swirling with how amazing she thought it was. How I'm able to help her. That literally going from when I first met her to, oh God, I've got no time for this woman. I'm empty. I was just very indifferent to her. Where this very woman God showed me, and it's actually good. I'm telling you, I'm being reminded about this story, and I need to be. And she ended up being the woman that, wow, I'm telling you this amazing story. So I hope that encourages you guys. And no, this shouldn't make you feel bad, Big Tommy. It should make you feel good. Because you realize, and it's what I'm saying, you guys, you think you got something to offer to God, you're actually disqualifying yourself. Dead serious. You are disqualifying yourself. Because it was never about how amazing we are. Because we are broken in a fallen world. We all got issues. We all got, I'm sure if we were to all look at us in our private lives and stuff from some religious condescending perspective, we would just see, maybe for some of us, evil. Maybe for some of us, we would just see dirtiness and yuck. Addiction, all of it. But I'm saying, regardless of that, God is bigger than that. And that's the person that comes before God, broken and trusting of God, is a person God can actually use. Because the blood that Jesus shed on the cross is strong enough to cover you. That's the truth. And it's always been about the heart, guys. Always. Because I still do it. It's so easy to get caught up with our perception of people's perception of us, where it becomes even hard to talk to God alone, because we struggle just to believe that. We struggle to just believe that He's actually hearing us. And He is, man. Oh, like far out, guys. The amount of times I had nobody. Do you know, I'm going to go one step further. I literally witnessed where God kept people at bay because they wanted to help me more than God would allow them. Dead serious. And you might be like, what are you talking about? Because God was showing me at that time, He was my provider. He was Jehovah Jireh. He was showing me, I'm your provider, Boris. And I literally spiritually saw it was like hands where God was like, that's enough. Because people were ready to give me more help. And God was like, hang on. Stop there. You will not give him any more help. Because I'm teaching my son that I'm his provider. And I hope that I wasn't planning on going down that road, guys, but I hope that helps someone out there. I hope it makes you go, wow. It's not about being someone special, because God is already special. He's already God. He's already conquered. He's actually already done. He's done. But we with all our faults and all our battles, like Roy was saying, those demons, those voices, those sins. And that's why when you said that, Roy, I've learned not to make that my focus, even though my calling is very aware of the spiritual forces at bay, the very forces that are behind nearly everyone. I see that stuff, literally. I see it. I don't mean literally, but I see it. I don't see it physically. I see it physically manifest, but I don't see it physically. And that's actually, there's a lot there. Why didn't the skill go to the prom? Yeah, I know. Yeah, nobody to go with. I do know that one. Oh, Roy, you missed out. So, I did a live on the other place, and I did a live, and so the conversation I brought up was recycling junk that's on Mount Everest base camp. So there's a big problem. There's all these tents and junk on Mount Everest base camp. So I'm chewing on this idea, which is a conversation I was having and still having with someone on the video of this base camp rubbish with someone. And the idea is, what if a team of people went up there for the sole purpose, just a base camp, which is still, I think, at least a week to get to there. And it's still a lot to get there. And you can get there by a chopper to base camp. What if people went there just to get this rubbish, just to get the tents, just to get the certain materials, and yeah, maybe prioritizing certain junk over others for the sake of recycling it. Then they take it back, and I've already given it away, but they take this junk back, and then with the locals, maybe a workshop somewhere, with the locals, they now make designer handbags. Cool name. People are going to love it. Wow, you actually made this cool designer handbag or bag or whatever out of junk left at Mount Everest. Yes. Wow. Suddenly, I can't think of any that I'd really like at the moment, but you might get some famous people behind it. Sure, maybe like Greta Thunberg. Oh, I'm trying to remember the speech. Should be like, you have stolen my designer Everest handbag that was recycled from the junk of base camp. I don't know. A major problem with this is that they literally have a place called Rainbow Trail. This is what kind of interactions I wanted. Those called that for all the bodies that... Yeah, okay. I hope, though, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I would imagine that's later on, because base camp, it's still arduous, but I don't think that's where everyone's dropping. But I'm not saying you're wrong. You're probably right. What is that? Ma be my mama. Nang baby ko. I said something in Filipino. You try to say it. Ready? I'll try to say it, guys. I'm going to read Filipino. Ready? Ma iba namaman nang bebe ko. How'd I do, man? The bebe with the eyebrows? Bebe. I go, Big Tommy. Did it? Yay or nay? Could I be a Viking ginger Filipino or... No joke, guys. Someone identified as a Filipino years ago. I don't know if any of you remember that. I think the motion is supposed to be different. So no, baby. The eyebrows, baby. Wait, I'll try it one more time. Ready? Maiba namaman nang biabe ko. There are also 3 separate base camps on the way up. Yeah, more targets to reach than last. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I think the footage, I hope it was, but the footage that I saw hopefully was the first one, but I got a feeling maybe it wasn't. Maybe more the second one. But I don't think that's where a lot of people are dropping. Again, I'm not arguing what you're saying because this is good conversation. I believe the camps that you're speaking of are one of the top 2. Oh, really? Okay. So, yeah, it's not just... Yeah, okay. That actually makes sense, which would mean why there's rubbish up there that can't just be... That's actually really good to hear, actually. That's the conversation I wanted. That's actually the conversation I wanted. Wow. Trust Roy, guys. Trust Roy to bring some good clarity of sound stuff, bro. Like, dude, that's the very thing I noticed about you when I first started chatting with you. And I'm a part of me's not surprised because you're so good like that. You got that real extreme. Yeah, you are. I like that, bro. There's no fluff about you in that regards, you know. That's really good. That's very good. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense why there's so much there and it can't just be, you know, carried down, so to speak. That actually makes heaps of sense. And that was for me what I was trying to work out and have a conversation about, because it was like, interesting, you know. Then there's another option, right? Again, hear me out. Imagine drone technology taking rubbish. Maybe we're not quite there yet. Maybe in the future we'll be. There'll be drones. And in fact, not only will there be drones going up there and taking rubbish down, but drones that you could literally automate with AI capabilities, because it's going to take that most likely. AI capability drones, they fly up there. There's maybe 3 of them. They even chart the weather to see if it's, you know, viable enough to... And they're not going to be the most tiniest drones to be able to take some weight. And then they go up there and they got their little claw. Doesn't even have to be automated. And a drone flies up and there's a guy sleeping in a tent. And the drone rips the tent off the guy and he's like, "Hey, I'm not finished with you bastards!" No. It'll work all that out, all right? It's looking for rubbish. Give the little tent a yank. Oh, it's grabbed the tent. Flies back down. Big Tommy, did you like that? There's some guy, he's nearly dead. He's like cold, and poor guy, he's got like frostbite, and he's like, "Thank God I've got this tent." He's an American. Let's just say he's an American, right? And he's all rugged up, and he's like, "Hang on, I can do this part better. Give me a sec here." My gloves. Anyway, where are my gloves? And anyway, he's all rugged up, and he's like, "Thank God I've got this tent, this trusty tent. It's it's unpredictable and rapidly changing conditions." All right, guys, don't bring reality. I want to finish my story. All right, ready? Oh no. Hells can only make it to the bottom 2 base camps due to altitude. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But let's just go around with my story. Don't ruin a good story by truth, all right, guys? Ready? And he's rugged up and he's like, "Thank God I've got this tent. 1 year of hell again." Oh no, bro. Well, you'll have to talk to Big Barry, and I'll teach you the ways of, I don't know. But I'll encourage you, bro. So he's in his tent. He's like, "Thank God I've got this tent I bought with my last $2,000 or whatever." And yeah, a drone just comes up and goes, "Oh, I'll take that. Lifts it up him, and he's like, oh, you bastard. And he's like, you bastard! You bastard! You don't know what you've done! You don't know! Good story. Yeah, that actually... Wow, I like that clarity. Hey, how good's that story, eh? We could call it Everest Drone. We thought the drones would help. We thought the drones... Bastard drone. I reckon, eh? Right? What would the movie be called? Attack of the Drones. Nah. Everest versus... Everest versus drones. The man... Drones on Everest. and then Alien and Predator come in. And then like the drones... The drones... They're not really, but let's say the drones are the good guys. And no, they can't be the good guys because that drone stole a guy's tent while he was like dying of hypothermia or you know, frostbite and lung issues because of the cold and altitude and you know, what an evil drone. No, the drones are evil. They have to be. Of course they are. The bastardly drones versus the aliens of Australia. But Australia's not real, mate. We had a conversation how there's a conspiracy theory that Australia is not real. But yeah, so we'll call... Yeah, I like the bastard drones versus... Not Australia, that's going away from Everest. Drones of Everest. Nah, drones versus Everest. Right? And he'll have like... Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. You know, like Cliffhanger? It'd be like, I'll get you up here. You're going to make it. And a little bit of incorporating Last of the Mohicans, Daniel Day-Lewis. Just stay alive. I will find you. Just stay alive. And the guy's in the tent. He's like, I'll stay alive. I'll stay alive for you. Bit of Brokeback Mountain, right? I'll stay alive for you. I'll be here when you get back. If the drones don't get me first. He's not even scared of the cold or the altitude or the weather. He's actually scared of the drones. And then as Sylvester Stallone character starts climbing up the mountain, he's like, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Hey, Adrian, do you hear it? And the guy's Adrian. That's his name, Adrian. The guy in the tent. Yeah. Wait, and the guy in the tent's called Adrian. And he's like, just... And now Sylvester Stallone's character's too... He's like, Adrian! Adrian, drones! Adrian! Drones! And he thinks he's... I don't know if I could say that word on here, but the rugs. The rugs. He thinks he's saying, do you want rugs? Just put the D on the front, if you get what I mean. And he thinks he's yelling out, hey, Adrian, do you want rugs? Right? And Adrian's just like, what is he yelling about? Anyway, no good. This nasty, pesky drone, out of all the other tents it could recycle, it takes a nice propped up one, all perky, sitting up. It can see its ridge. Target locked. Grapple hook initiated. And a grapple hook comes down, and there, Adrian's there, exposed, no tent, and he's like, I'm sorry. And he stands up, and he's like Elias. He's literally like Elias, guys, off Platoon. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Platoon? Rugs. Grug. Yeah, Grugs. Adrian, you want Grugs? Yeah. Right? Anyone seen Platoon? Elias, the good guy in it, comes running out. It takes 1,000,000 bullets and doesn't die. And they're yelling out, Elias. And he's just... And Adrian comes out, he's tense, and he just goes for it. Takes off his He's he takes off his outer garments, right? And he's just in his sarong or whatever he's wearing, right? And he's like, and the music, it's the same music of Platoon when Elias is, you know, and copping it. And he takes like he's not even taking bullets, but he's got his arms stretched out like he's some sort of savior, messiah. That's kind of what it was insinuating, right? See, I'm right there. I've got the feelings going on. And he's like this, and he just goes for it. He takes the outer garment. Meanwhile, Sylvester Stallone's yelling out, Adrian! 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 And the two guys he's with are just calm, but they're holding him. And they're like, you can't go back. You can't go back. And Sylvester Stallone's like, let me go! Let it go! And he's saying, let it go, just like in Rambo. Right? Let it go! Yeah! Let me go! Right? Now all I can see is... oh, wait. Maybe that happens. Maybe with his last strength, Adrian's holding onto the tent peg. Yes, I like this, because he's lost a lot of weight too, so he's quite light. And he's holding off the tent peg, and he's got his hand stretched down, and he's got his sarong on, or his, his nappy. And yes, Sylvester Stallone's like, let me go! Right? Right? Or maybe it's not Sylvester Stallone, maybe it's Arnie. He's like, come on! Adrian! Right? Anyway, that made me lose my voice. Show's over, Bob. I'm taking notes of all this. Yes, it has to be a movie, right? And then Adrian goes about, let's say 50 meters, guys. And he just literally just freezes and he just eye contact. Sylvester Stallone is like, and it's got it slow motion. He's like, and there's like saliva coming out, but it's turning to icicles on Sylvester Stallone. He's like, Adrian, right? Come on, you have. Yeah, and he's about 50 meters, and then he drops, and he's calm as he falls. He's calm. And the music just goes quiet. And you don't even hear a thud. And you just see, and finally Sylvester Stallone breaks loose. And he falls on the snow or the ice. He's like, a bit like Rambo when he's getting tortured. And then the music begins again, you know, the right? And but that's not the end of the movie. That's just one part of the movie, just one moment of Adrian, you know. It is a bit gruesome, but it's poetic. The music stops, everything's muted, and he's in slow-mo breaking loose and running at him. Wow. Nah, we've got to let Adrian go, guys. He what do they call it? Black flags? You know, wait, red flags? You know when you know someone's going to go in a movie because they say certain things? Sorry, guys, but Adrian was that character. He was already too sick, and the fact that he goes, I'll be here when you get back, I promise. Because he made a promise. The truth is, this is actually serious. I'm not joking. We have no ability to keep promises as human beings. So it's very... I don't believe in making promises at all. I don't. Just yes and no, and stick to your word. Drone blade sounds slow-mo. Yes! But it's like like a humming. It's like a drone sound instead of a chopper. It's like zoom, 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 zoom. Oh! This is another part, right? Right? As it's got the slowed down drone blade spinning, and you can see it. This is good, right? the camera zooms into the eye of the drone, and you just see this lifeless black eye. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Like a heartbeat almost. Zoo, zoo, zoo. And you look into this lifeless black eye, and your heart just kind of sinks. Oh! And in the... oh, sorry, my throat's dry from yelling before. Give me a sec. So, in the eye, in the lifeless black eye, you could just see Adrian fallen like this. And it's almost like he's frozen. Or he's just accepted his fate. Or maybe in his mind, in that split second, he's thinking, finally, no more pain. Then it cuts to the drone's view of the man falling too. Yeah, yep. And that's where the music kind of creeps back in. Mate, I should be a famous producer. What am I doing living in a van? See? And guys, people could be paying for this content. He's making a movie, bro. Come on. I just gave a free script away. Thank you. Sign the dotted line. Let's keep going with this movie. I like this movie. Drones vs. Everest. Is that what we called it? Yeah. That's what we call it. So then Sylvester Stallone, he's like, we gotta get to the top. Now more than ever. We gotta make it mean something. We gotta make it mean something. Right? That's such a good idea, but I don't want to type it all. Could you just give me a bit and maybe I can add on to it and steal it. I don't know. No, I don't want to steal it, but, if you give me a bit, maybe I could add on to it. So we're going to continue this movie, all right, guys? We're going to keep it in the topic. It's a serious movie. It's not a comedy, all right? Even though it is kind of funny with the grappling hook. Grapple, released. With the drone grappling hook. And then, Adrian with his last strength grabs the tent peg, goes up. Yeah. Tell us a little bit of it, Vash. Just a little bit, and we'll fudge up the rest. We'll ruin the rest for you. Elements of past and future, combine them and make it not as good as either. Cuts to a view of Adrian's body with the heroes walking away. Yes, Roy, 100%. Yeah, and it's just him in the snow, all munted from the fall, just like. And he's already turned to ice. You can see he's like blue. He's blue. He's not pink like I am now. He's blue. Yeah. And yeah, you can see the guys hiking away. I like that. Yeah. That's poetic. I'm just having a dart. Don't mind me. A dart in other cultures. A cigarette. All right. But keep talking. I can see your comments. All that acting, man, it takes it out of you. So remember where we are at the movie. Now, Sylvester Stallone. Let's say, what do we call Sylvester Stallone's character? We'll give it a cool manly name, or like, guys, come on, give me an idea. Give me a name for the character. And I think Vash is typing out what Vash wants to say with the idea. All right. So we're going to work out a name for Sylvester Stallone's character. Rug. Nah, like a real legit one. Come on. We don't want too much, like a legit name. Maybe even a cliche name. Maybe like Bob or Tim. Just like a really basic name, maybe. Yep, Sebastian. Yep, good. Hamilton or Hammy. Ham? Maybe he's fat. We could call him Ham. Nah, Hamilton. No, we'll go with Sebastian, I reckon. What do you reckon, guys? Maybe we'll do a bit of a vote. I reckon Sebastian, and they call him Seb. Hey, come on, Seb. We need to get further. And one of the actors is also Arnold Schwarzenegger. Forget about their age. They wouldn't be doing this. But let's pretend that they were younger. Come on, Seb. We need to get to the top. We need to do it now before it's too late. That'd be fantastic. Okay? So Arnie's just a backup actor. So everything you said about the guy break it free. Oh! Oh, I like it. More people going missing, and he decides to take action and starts investigating. Oh my gosh. He goes with a group of people possibly trained with many weapons. Oh my gosh. Then you could use a scenic showdown where Hammy uses a hammer. Are we going with Hammy? Okay, we'll go with Hammy. Okay. Vasti. Vas. Sorry, I said Vasti. That's the vampire off a movie. Not Vasti. Vash, we'll go with your narrative. I like it. I love it. That is so true. Okay, so it's gone to years later where he's come back with men and resources, and he's like, I need to find justice for Adrian. Yeah, and he's like, he's all tanked. He's got a tank top on, even though it's Mount Everest. I know, guys. He got to show his muscles. Okay, stop it. Or he takes his jacket off. Wait. I want to know, guys. Can you help me? Yeah, we can work out details later. Use it scenic. Guys, can you just give me the next scene after you see them going away? And what was his name? I already forgot his name. Adrian. And when it shows Adrian in the snow all munted and cold, and it shows him walking away. What's the next scene? Oh yeah, yes. Is that what Sly says? Is that what I forgot his name? Hammy says. So Hammy goes, justice, and there's an icicle hanging from his lip. Yes. What do you reckon, guys? The team would get picked off one by a mysterious creature that you don't see until the end. And the mysterious creature's the bloody drone. It's the drones. The drones are the creatures. We can't go away from the drones. I like that. Okay. So he goes, justice, right? An icicle, right? And that's the last scene of the first scene. Okay? Sealed, done, delivered. Send the script to the actors. What do you reckon? Can I just give a yay if you guys agree? Then we'll lock it in. Let me know if that's a lock-in, all right? What's going to be climax? Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to it, We'll get to it. I just want a yay or nay. Just, yes, that's the first scene. Let me know. Give me a yes if you agree with that. Or if you like, nah, I'm going to go for yay. Cool. Big Tommy's got a thumbs up. One more thumbs up and we'll take it as a deal. Give us a yay or nay, all right, guys? Yes or no? Is that the first scene? I mean, I could add to that first scene if you guys want. So, probably one part we didn't add to that scene. So, let's... Okay. Drones could be very generic statement, as well as could cause what could make it to the top and make it to a human style drone that picks off the hero in the... No, it's AI. It's AI. It's lifeless. It's there's no heart. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess that side of that part is satire. That part is funny. It's like these killer drones, being just drones. It should be the father drone. Yeah. Okay. There's like a leader of the pack, and they're AI drones, guys. Remember that. The most dangerous drone of them all. At the end of the movie, they find who's bullying them. Yeah, building them, and they have a big. Yeah. Cool. But guys, you got to tell me you haven't. You got to communicate. Is that a lock-in for the first scene? Just give me a yes or no. I'd want to add Skynet in the sky. Yeah. Essentially. Yes. Cool. Vas gives us a yes. That's all we needed. It's a yay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. Big Tommy already got your yes. Can I just add to the first scene? And I think you will probably agree with me. But we probably skipped ahead to Adrian being sick and Hammy leaving him with his two men. Is prior to that, this is the opening scene. You ready, guys? Who is the fourth guy? Who is the fourth guy? You mean actors? Oh, I don't know. I think we got some silent listeners. That's all right. Some people like to watch. That's okay. That's actually a good crowd tonight. Thanks, guys. 5 people. Some scientists who can defend themselves at all. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, correct. So the actual opening scene to the movie. You ready, guys? It'll just be some epic music, or whatever, right? And it's got mountains, and you just see mountains, and it's got credits. It's telling you all the actor things, right? It's got credits, and then it's just mountains, right? And then it's zooming up. It's going towards Everest, and then you see this tent, and that's the tent where Adrian's in, or you see their tents, right? As flying the helicopter to base camp. No, I wasn't thinking that. Let's just say they're at base camp. It's the tents, and Adrian's sick. So the scene comes up. Just hear me out. Let me explain the scene and see if we need to change the scene. So they're flying up to the base camp and the camera in the movie, and they've got epic music, and you can see Everest, and it's formidable, and it's everything that, is formidable, and you could see it, right? And then it zooms into this tiny little thing that's going on, and it's our heroes, right? And then next scene is Adrian in the camp. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it, Hammy. I'm sorry. I'll carry you up there. And he's just dribbling. Now, Sylvester Stallone, keep in mind, he's dribbling now on top of Adrian, and it's becoming icicles as it hits him. Make a really scenic start to the movie if you're following me. Okay. Yeah, but I don't want to waste too much time on this scene, that's all. I kind of want to keep going. Do you know what I mean? What, you want to put a helicopter in there and it's maybe the two other guys? And then it's this scene. Oh, yeah, okay. Helicopter, we're flying behind a helicopter. We see the mountain, the formidable, and one of the guys goes, oh my God, it's bigger than I ever imagined, right? That's what one of the guys says in the helicopter. And these are those two nobodies that hold Sylvester Stallone back. That's the only reason he couldn't save Adrian, plus he was a bit far. Anyway, so we established that. A chopper comes in and they land and they're like, oh no, what's going on? And they come running up to the tent, and then it just shows the scene in the tent. Sly's dribbling over Adrian. Adrian's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'll carry up the damn mountain if I have to. He's like, you need to leave me. I can't. I'm sorry. Right? And that's where we head off from and then when he goes, I promise I'll be here when you get back. And then maybe he'll say a quote like, just stay alive. No, that's right. Sylvester Stallone goes, just stay alive. I will be back. I promise I'll be back. You know, that broken promise. Then we have our scene, which we've already established, guys. Remember, we've already established that scene. And the dribble and the icicle hitting him. Then we went from how to clean up mountains to make the biggest movie. Yes, that's it. Roy ruined my idea with his logic. Nah, you didn't ruin it, bro. That was good. The drone comes and scoops him up right after that scene. Yes. Yep. But when they walked away a bit. So he's not right there. That's why I couldn't help you. Yeah, 20 billion for sure. Then the drones come and scoops him up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now we've established that. That's Signed, Sealed, Delivered, the first kind of big scene. Yeah? We see the chopper coming in, the epic music, the mountain, and the two nobodies like, oh my God, right? And then they land, there's these tents, and they're like, what's going on? And then it's this scene, Sylvester Stallone dribbling, hammy, dribbling over Adrian. Adrian's sick, he can't. He's like, I'm so sorry. And yeah, he's like, I'll carry you up there. Then the drone comes, lifts the tent. He's hanging by the tent peg. Sylvester Stallone's Hammy's powerless to do anything about it. Right? Let me go. And the icicle's still there. It's like almost like a cigar. It's like a stogie. Anyway, it's like a cigar, but it's an icicle. And it's his dribble. Right? That scene's done. The lifeless eye with the reflection of Adrian falling, the black lifeless eye, the rotor blades slowed down, the humming slowed down. I'm loving this, moderately serious yet hilarious at the same time. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get with me. Is he serious? Is he joking? I'll combobulate it all together and make something not as good as either. All right? I'm loving this. Yeah, I reread your comment. That's how good it was. So, I'm just sitting here listening. Yeah, that's all right. So, now, he comes back. I loved what Vash said. He comes back. He's trained. He promised to come back. Right? I could actually see this being a hot movie. Yeah, for sure. Right? He comes back, and he's got a big gun. No, he's got a freaking grappling hook, guys. Guys! He's like Ahab from Moby Dick. He's got a freaking harpoon. It just looks modern. It looks gnarly. It's got sharp edges. And he's like this. And let's say he's got a beanie on. Beanie on. Where's my beanie? Oh, far out. Can't find a beanie. He's got a beanie on. No, that's not a beanie. Give me a sec, guys. Can't find anything when I need it. Mom! No, he hasn't got a beanie. He's got a bandana. Right? And he's got puffy jacket because he is trying to keep warm. Right? You can see his big veiny forearms. And he's got this modern looking harpoon. You have a beanie. Oh my God. Ah! You got me. This isn't a beanie. This is a bandana. Right? And now he's coming in. They're on a chopper again, guys. And he's just looking at that mountain. And the reason he's looking at that mountain, because he's got a bone to pick. He's got a fight to pick with that mountain. He's got his modern looking harpoon. He's got grenades across his chest. He's got a jacket on as well. Puffy vest jacket open in the middle for muscle. Yes! You can see his muscles. Unfortunately, I don't have any to show you. But you can see his muscles poking out. And there's even a little bit of a sweat gleam on him. They just sprayed him with a bit of oil on the set. Right? And you can see his cleavage. Right? Puffy muscle. Yes, puffy muscle. Right? And he's got this harpoon. And he's looking at the mountain like, ugh. Right? And he's got his grenades. He's just got grenades and stuff hanging off him. Right? And the men are there. And the men look real serious. And they're all different characters. And they look like they're trained mercenaries. There's one with an eye scar. And he's a big Russian looking dude. And he's like this. And he's sharpening his knife, guys. Right? There's a Russian one. Sharpening his eyes. Got a munted eye. He's got like a scar. And it just makes you think, wow, what happened to this guy's face? That guy looks mean. Right? Then it's got Big Tommy. It's got this, Big Tommy. Wow, I'm going to incorporate all you guys. You ready? Not Vash, I'm sorry, Vash. I can't incorporate you because I don't know what you look like. But hear me out. Then there's a guy with a sniper. And he's looking out from the side of the chopper like this. He's skinny. He's got dark hair. He's got his face covered a bit, his mouth. Yes, this is Big Tommy. This is you. He's got his face covered a bit. He's looking out he's watching like an eagle, and he's got a massive Barrow 50 cal sniper rifle. All right, he's got a sniper rifle, and he's like this, and he's looking out. You can tell he's like not even focused on the other guys. He's focused on what's out there, right? So that's Big Tummy. He's on the other side of the chopper. Then another guy in between. Guess where Roy is? Roy's at the front of these guys. Roy, you're gonna love this, mate. Yeah. Roy, you got a laptop. Roy's got a laptop. He's got a cool scar. Not a scar, sorry. You got a cool neck tat, bro. Roy, you got a neck tat coming down. Let's say it's like, what would the neck tat be on Roy? It'd be something like just spider legs coming up. Oh, maybe like an eagle. Like an eagle talons and like an eagle. Yeah, okay. That's cool. I'll be dual wood 50 color. Oh, is that, yeah? What do you look like? What do you want to look like? All right? So, Vash, give me a picture of who you are. I just don't know who you are enough to make a character. American, yeah. Pile of skeletons. No, you'll be skinnier, Roy. So like a skinnier guy. Yes, pile of skeletons. Yes, like skeleton hand. A skeleton hand. Yes, yeah. And you'll have a laptop, Roy. You love this. And the main character keeps on looking at you like to find out where we're at. And you're like the guy that the main character really, really relies on, because he's like, you know, you're the guy with the big ideas and the practical knowledge of things and all that. And you're also deadly too. And you've got Roy's character. He throws knives, and that other character with the scar, he kind of makes fun at Roy's character, and he goes, "What's that shit on your face?" or something like that. And Roy's character's quiet, and he's on the computer. He ignores him. And he leans over and he goes, "What do you think you're going to do with those little toothpicks?" And he's got throwing knives. Roy's got throwing knives. He's got all this tech stuff on him, but he's got throwing knives. He goes, "What do you think?" And remember, he's got a scar. He's like, "Oh, wait, he's Russian. What do you think you do with a little toothpick? On the wild mountain. What do you think you do with toothpick?" And Roy's character's, "So I'm the navigator." Nah, more than that. More than that. You're not just a navigator. These guys have to be multiple skilled guys, right? I'm 6 foot. Quite a bit of muscle, I would say. Okay, man. Yeah, I'm more like a funny. Oh, cool. Cool. Yes. Ooh. Gotcha. I reckon I got you, Vash, right? Okay. So I'm finishing off Roy's character, right? And so he goes, so the Russian guy leans over to Roy's character and goes, "What do you think you do with a little toothpick?" Right? Remember the scar? That's why I'm doing that. "What do you think you do with a little toothpick?" Right? This big, dirty, gnarly guy. And Roy's character just goes, whoo, and he flicks two of these knives out. And this Russian guy's got big ears and a head like a potato, a bit like me, but his ears are poking out. And it pins him to the like padded board at the back of the Black Hawk or whatever the chopper is, right? And it pins his ears, the Russian guy's ears, to the back of this board. And the Russian guy's face is like angry but like shocked. So kind of like, right? Roy's loving this. And then Roy looks at him and he goes, in a real southern accent, says something like, it's the first action quote of the movie, and he says something like, "Now you listen here, you big-eared Rusky, you need to listen." Right? You need to listen. And that's what he says. And he's got a real southern accent, right? And the Russian guy's like, and then Roy's character just reaches over, takes these two knives out, wipes them on his knees, and puts them back in. And the Russian guy's like, right? My character's going to sit there doing breathing exercises for more focus. Yes, correct, Big Tommy. Your character doesn't care about this. He's looking out. He knows the dangers out there. He's like the Native American dude in Predator. He's looking out. He sees other things, right? He's looking deeper. Big-eyed husk. Yeah, you big-eyed. You listen here, you big-eyed husk. Yeah. And then he takes out the two knives, wipes them on his ears, on his knees, and Roy puts them back in and keeps typing on the computer or doing whatever he's doing, right? The main character's just waiting back, just looking out, a bit like Big Tommy is, but he's on the opposite side. He's on the opposing side. I'm back just looking at both of them and like, yes! I was actually going to say that Vash, because Vash's character's a real character, he's like, and so you have American accent as well, and you'll just be like, you'll say something like, oh, epic, we nearly lost someone before we even made it. Wow, I've got high hopes for this team. Sure, we're going to make it really, really far, and all that. Yeah, oh wait, New York. I'll see if I can do New York accent. Oh, wow, I'm really struggling doing New York. Come on, guys. You think we're going to last long? You're killing it. We're still in the air. We haven't even landed. You're already killing each other? Ha! I mean, it makes for good comedy, but, you know, I don't know. We're probably not going to last long, but hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm staying alive. How was that? Was that all right? Right? And what weapon would Vash have? I reckon Vash would have just a nice, like a carbine, like a rifle, like a what's the Sopranos? You'll grow on the accent. Yeah. Yeah. And you're like, you'll just have, yeah. So Vash would just have like I reckon, what do you reckon, Vash? Just a rifle, all round kind of guy in that regards. Okay. So that's our team. And then Roy looks up at the main character, at Hammy. And then my character gonna say in a Filipino accent, quiet down there, trying to do my breathing. Nah, you're out of it. You're just, these guys are gonna kill themselves and I'm gonna survive and I know what I need to do. And I'm not gonna let them get the jump on me. Your character's silent. You're not gonna add to that. All right, Big Tommy? When your character talks, Big Tommy, people listen because you don't talk a lot in this scenario, right? So Chopper guy's insignificant. He's not even part of the team. I was like, where do you want me to land this bird dog? And everyone's apparently American. Wait, he's Canadian, so all I need to do is talk American and block my nose.
Hey guys, where do you want me to land this bird dog?
Come on, that should be funny. Everyone should be laughing. My character was like a really good shot when shooting. Yeah, yep. Vash is a good shot. Yep. Yeah, we'll give you that. And then so the Canadian pilot's like, hey, so guys, it's getting a bit windy up here. Where do you want me to land this dog? Right? And please, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing there, but you know, apparently Canadians are meant to be real polite, a boot and all that. Oh, sorry. Where do you want me to land this big moose, dude? Wait, that's California. Like, totally. Oh, let's say that the pilot's like a Californian. Like, where do you want me to land? Where do you guys want me to land this big moose? And he's Canadian as well, right? My character's like also really good shot. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that already. And he's like, yo, where do you guys want me to land this big moose? Right? This is like skating in the pools of Encino, man. Give me a minigun instead of a carbine. Yeah? Yeah, but that's not known for accuracy. You're saying a good shot, now you want a minigun. Voss. Hey, Voss, you're saying you're good for accuracy and now you want a minigun. Wait, give me a minigun instead of a carbine because since Everest is really cold, miniguns get really hot really fast. Yeah, okay, you want a minigun? It's just not really a weapon known for a character with accuracy like Big Tommy. You know what I mean? Oh, Voss, you're funny. Oh, you're cracking me up, bro. You want a minigun? I'll give you a minigun. Sold. You get the minigun. Okay. So Voss's character's the built one, yeah? You're built, you got tattoos, and you got a minigun, yeah? What kind of hair? Can you tell me your hair? You might have already told me, but... Anyway, so we'll build that character, but in the background, we're going back to this cool Californian... Born in Canada, raised in California. I said, yo, where do you want me to land this big moose? Come on, guys. It's getting choppy out here. Black slicked back. Oh, cool. Yeah, black. Oh, I can picture it. Big muscles. Yeah. Minigun. And you're like this. You're chilled. But yeah, you laugh. You get in on it. Okay, we got it. Yeah. So as you say, when we land this, the main character, Sylvester Stallone's character, is like right there. And then he looks up at Roy's character, and Roy looks at him, and he looks eye to eye to Roy, and Roy's like, yeah, like he's given the approval. And the reason why that happened is because even though Hammy's the leader, Roy's the one who knows this stuff, and Hammy trusts Roy to give him the okay with things, and he always wants to know where Roy's at with things because Roy knows this stuff, you know? When it comes to action and hand-to-hand, Roy's deadly, but probably most people aren't looking at Roy for advice in that area because they're all pretty, like, egotistical and they all think they know how to fight. Does that make sense? But when it comes to tech and data analysis and technicalities, they always looking at Roy. And Roy's kind of got this kind of, what are you looking at me for? Like it's kind of like he's got the attitude like where it's kind of like, you always going to rely on me? What are you going to do when I'm not around? Kind of thing, like piss off kind of thing, right? So they come down and they get down and it's like, and Sylvester Stallone's, he's already got an icicle and he's like, all right, Tommy. And Tommy's like, yeah. He's already looking at him, doesn't even answer. Tommy looks at him, he's like, I want you to scope out when you set up a nest. Got it. And Tommy's just like, got it. And he's Filipino, but he's real like chilled and you can't really hear him because he's quiet and he's like, got it. So Tommy straight away, he's making a nest and he's in the frost and he's even got a bit of snow, puts it in his mouth so he can't see the steamy breath coming out. And Tommy's just like, and he's already got a little hoochie set up and he's covered and he's looking out, he's looking through his scope, he's looking out. That's Tommy. My character doesn't really think about his actions when he thinks. Oh, okay. Yeah. So then the main character quickly looks at the others and is like, come on, we need to set up a perimeter. Set up, we need to bog down. It's gonna be a storm tonight. Is it gonna be a storm tonight? Wait, that's not Sylvester Stallone. It's gonna be a storm tonight. We need to bog down, we need to buckle in. We don't know what's out there. Only I do. Right? And so they all like get to work and they're all like setting up their tents and stuff. And then Voss's character's like, shit, it's cold. And he's like complaining. It's like, shit, it's cold. My balls. You're like, I don't want to have any balls left. They're like receded. And then Roy's character's like, are we going to hear about your balls right through the storm or something like that? Roy just does like a remark. And you can tell Voss's character's like a bit careful with Roy because he saw what he did to the Russian guy. And the Russian guy's standing there like this in the cold like this. And he doesn't mind the cold too much. But he's rocking back and forwards. And the Russian guy now has bandages all over his ears. right? He's just there, kind of rocking, and he doesn't mind the cold, and he's drinking vodka. No, he's not allowed to drink. Maybe he's drinking a bit of vodka, right? And his ears are bandaged. Now his ears are twice as big, guys. They're bandaged up, and he's like this. And he's eyeballing Roy. And every now and then Roy will just give him a death stare. And the Russian guy will look away because he's now defeated by Roy because of what Roy did. If you want to do it for the pen accent, you need the P and say something more faster and instant. Trying to remember Filipino accent. I know you guys like pronounce every letter, so if you said cupboard, you say cupboard, cupboard. You won't say cupboard, you'll say cupboard, cupboard. Oh yeah, anyway. Yeah, so now we go back to, so they're all buckled up in their tent. And then Roy's character looks up from whatever he's doing with his tech. And Roy's character goes, we're just going to leave Hammy out in the cold? And then, but Roy doesn't get up. The Russian guy and Vas get up. And they kind of get out and they're like, and then Vas' character looks at the Russian guy and he goes, you're going to take that all to yourself? You're going to have that all to yourself or you want to share? Wait, he's a New Yorker, so he's like, come on, you want to take that all to yourself or you're going to share a bit? Come on, hand it over. So he hands over, the Russian guy hands over the liquor to Vasti, and Vasti takes a massive swig. He's like, come on, leave me some. And the Russian guy gets a bit annoyed, grabs it back, right? So you should be the leader. I don't want to make it all about me because it already is with me narrating it, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool that it's you guys and Sylvester Stallone, right? Let's say I'm the Russian guy. Let's say I'm the big Russian guy, right? Big dumb Russian guy, right? So I'll be the Russian guy. Fine. So the Russian guy goes to the bottom, and then they're in the cold. They're like, where is he? And then they're like shining torches, and he's like, you want to, and then as they're shining the torches, they just see Sylvester Stallone's character. Hey, you want to let everyone know we're here? And then they quickly turn the lights off. They're like, and Vas is like, oh shit, there's actually something alive out here. Wow. And the Russian guy's like, we were just checking, you're not freeze out here. You want a drink? And then Sylvester Stallone character's like, sure. Wait, not sure. He's like, sorry. He's like, yeah. And he takes a big swig. And then the Russian guy kind of grabs it back quick because he's already like, wow, everyone's swigging my drink. It's going to be gone soon, right? You can be the director. Yeah. We'll be multiple directors, right? You know how they have assistant directors and stuff, right? So then, they don't encounter anything, right? Then they wake up the next morning, and the storm's gone, guys. The storm is gone, and then Sylvester Stallone character opens the tent to all the guys kind of waking up, right? They're brewing coffee. So Vasti's very close to the big Russian guy. He kind of hangs out with him a lot, and they kind of stir each other up. The start of the new glory. Yeah. You could be, yeah. Right? And so Vasti's there making coffee with the Russian guy, and the Russian guy's like being stingy with pouring his vodka into the coffee and all that. And Vasti's like, come on, a little more. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown boy. You're going to have that all to yourself? Right? So they're arguing over this coffee with the thing, and they got a little jet boil or whatever they got. Roy's like this in the corner, just chilling out and watching everyone, right? He's not doing his tech thing. He doesn't need to. He's done all his work. I'm a grown boy. Yeah. I'm a grown boy. What do you do? Hey, I got to maintain this machine. You know what I mean? Right? And then so Sylvester Stallone opens the tent to see that sight, right? And he goes, anyone gonna go check up a big Tommy? On Tommy? No, they just call you Tommy. Anyone going to check up on Tommy? It was all up to me. And then Vash looks up with the Russian guy, and they kind of look at each other, and then Roy's like, you two go. He just waves with his hand, doesn't even say anything. And then Vash looks over at Roy and he goes, and he says something like, so we got all the grunt work around here? We're going to do all the heavy lifting? And Roy just says like a smart ass remark like, and Roy just goes, well, someone's got to be the brains around here. Well, someone's got to be the brains around here. That's what he says. Roy's like, well, someone's got to be the brains around here, and he's chewing on something, right? No, he's having a dart. He's like, well, someone's got to be the brains around here. He's got his hand like this. Someone's got to be the brains around here. I reckon that. Right? No, and your character's still out there in his little hoochie looking out, right? And then Sylvester Stallone goes, as the big guys get up, and Roy said what he said, they kind of get up, and then Sylvester Stallone goes, oh, no, take it easy. I'll go. You relax, have your coffee. Now he's sounding like a New Yorker, right? Why does that actually sound like something I would do? Yeah, see? We got the characters, they're coming to life. They're starting to become real people, right? Because they are real people. So then Sylvester Stallone's character sneaks up to the nest that Big Tommy has now made. And he goes, how you going? You all right? And he pats him on the back. And Big Tommy's character looks up at him and he looks up at him. He goes, yeah. Kind of like, yeah. And you can't really read him. He won't give you anything, right? And he goes, see anything out of the ordinary? And then Big Tommy's character just goes like that. He goes, come on, get down from here. We're going to go while the weather's good. And anyway, so they start packing up and, Vas is over there mucking around with the Russian guy. They're actually starting to get along a bit, but they kind of tear each other apart. They're like two brothers being all muscly with each other, right? Because they're both the big guys too. And then Roy out of nowhere goes to the Russian guy, goes, you might want to tuck those ears in. You can be seen from quite a mile with those. And the Russian guy's just like, and then Vas is just like, don't worry about it, man. Like, just like calm down to the Russian guy, because the Russian guy's let you get away with that comment. But anyway, so Roy, throws in that comment, and then yes. Right? So we're about to, you can feel it, can't you? Like, when's it going to start? What's out there? And the weather's nice and it's not too bad. Good drone weather, hey? Yeah. Right? So then Sylvester Stallone looks over at Roy and he's like, how we looking? And Roy's just like, well, radar's all clear. Weather's clear. I guess we keep going. And anyway, so they're walking, and then Sylvester Stallone's character is like, lifts up his hand, and everyone's like, and Tommy's character's already like this. He's looking in his scope. He's like getting low. He's right there, right? And the two big guys. So Vas has got his minigun, and it's got like a slow roll going. And the Sylvester Stallone tells Vas to shh because he doesn't want to hear the sound of the minigun, and takes his finger off, puts his gun down a bit. Vas puts his gun down a bit, his minigun, And the Russian guy's just like trying to listen, but he's like, my ears is ruined. He's trying to listen, but he's like doing this and shit, right? And Roy's just like, he's just put away his laptop and stuff, and he's got like a nice handgun tucked in there. It's got a handgun tucked, and he's also holding a knife, and he's like this, and he's looking around, and then all he hears humming, and Sylvester Stallone character's like, he swears, and he's like, get the F down, and everyone just gets down, and they're all in position. They're like, what's going on? And they just see, guys, like right past the path in front of them, they see like 20 drones just go like really quickly. What the heck? And they're all just like talking amongst themselves like, what are they doing here? Rah, rah, rah. And he goes, and I prepared my 50 caliber sniper like about, yeah, you're ready, right? And they're like shocked because they're like, these drones are moving quick. And then Sylvester Stallone character gets up and he goes, listen, they're looking for us. They know we're here. We can't give them an excuse to find us. Not yet. Not now. Right? So they avoided. Everything's safe at the moment. Right? And so they start. By the way, guys, I'm going to have to start killing yous off. Sorry, but it will happen. Even my character. We're all going to cop it. You got to be okay with that. You have to accept, all right, the fate of the characters. And I'm going to make it in a heartbreaking way. Yeah. It's going to hurt because we're going to throw in some things that are going to screw up the fallen, but the gods. Yeah, right? So they start walking, and guess where they come, guys? Guess where they end up rocking up? Guess where? Guess who's still there? Adrian. Ice Mummy. And they all kind of walk up. The guys are just quiet. Right? And they walk up and they're standing. They're looking down on him. And Sylvester Stallone's like... He's like, can you get... Like... He's like, basically, secure the area. Right? And it's just him and his old friend to go first, since my equipment is so useful. Ooh. Well, I don't think I should give you guys a say because I want to make this as dramatic as I can. I'm talking Game of Thrones, man. But it's got to be epic or unexpected. Yeah, that's right. Right? Right. So it shows Sylvester Stallone's character and he's like, I promised you I'll be back. I promised you I wouldn't leave you. I failed you. He puts his hands on the frozen and he throws some snow over him, makes up a little cross, and he kind of just, doesn't say anything. He's like, and he looks up as he's looking at the cross and he's looking at his mate, he's now under the snow and he's like, yeah, they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay. Right? And then he notices it's quiet, guys. It's really quiet. I'm being serious. After this stream ends, I'm going to rewatch it and start writing everything down. Well, cool, but it takes a while for it to get ready, but I will put it right up there. So cool, bro. Ready? This is the first battle scene, guys. You ready for it? So then Sylvester Stallone's character realizes it's too quiet. It's way too quiet. And he looks up, he sees Tommy up on a high point, and Tommy's like, and he's giving him the signal, it's going down. He's essentially saying, this is it. And then Sylvester Stallone's character looks down from looking up at Tommy, and he goes, get ready, boys. And they're all preparing, right? In come the drones. Sylvester Stallone's character, he's got his harpoon. He fires, he gets one. He realizes it's not right for these so many little drones. So he pulls out a handgun and he's right. Then we see a scene, and it's Vash and the Russian guy, and Vash is like, hey! And he's yelling out, say hello to my little friend. No, and he's suddenly like Al Pacino, right? And he's like, you hear the minigun just winding up, bro. Right? It's like scary. It's almost as scary as the drones. Yeah. You can make a comic book, yeah. Yeah. All the scripts are recorded. That's the beauty of it, right? So Vass's minigun starts winding up the right, and I want him to say the Scarface, say hello to my little friend, but he doesn't. He just goes, come on, you bastards, right? And it winds up, and he's like, and he's smashing him. And it's like, and he's laughing. He's loving it, right? And so that's Vass. And then it zooms up to Tommy. So Tommy's counting, and he's already got up to like 5 in that matter of seconds. He's already sniped with a 50 cal, which is pretty impractical for drones. But this is an action movie, all right? And he's like, 1, 2, and then he's like, and he's counting, and he's rolling around on the snow in his high point, and all that. Now, these drones, you're probably asking yourself, how are they attacking? These drones have a grapple hook. Let's say a grapple. Yep. A grapple. I'm going to get to the other characters, guys. Hold on. So how they attack, they have a grapple, and they also have like blades. So they kamikaze into you as well, and they got blades. So it's pretty brutal. They don't have guns. Maybe there will be, but not these ones. These are pure bladed drones, right? And remember, they're AI, so they work together as a team. And then we go over to Roy. And Roy's nice and covered up. And he's got a rock against his back. And Roy's with a handgun, and he's throwing blades into him. Roy's throwing blades into him. He doesn't get a high kill count, but it's also not a lot came to him because he's more hidden and he's got the rock to his back. And he's thinking, why aren't these idiots using the rock as cover? It could at least watch their back. And that's just typical of Roy, right? So he's actually, let's say Roy's only killed, by this point, Roy's only killed 4, which is still pretty good. But there haven't been a lot coming at him. And he's using knives, guys. So give him a break. Right? They got little SMG guns on the bottom. Let's say these ones don't. These are ones that just bladed. Just for the sake of the movie. Does that sound all right? Just for the sake of the movie. Right? They're like an assassin drone, let's say. Oh, yeah. And maybe at one point, Sylvester Stallone yells out, assassin drones! Right? Like as if we're meant to know what they are. Right? No, that's what Roy yells out. Roy's like, assassin drones! Roy somehow knows what they are. So Roy's got the rock against his back. He hasn't got a high kill count, but he's also not getting attacked a lot. And he's doing real bloody well because he's got blades. No guns yet. No, you do use your handgun a bit. Right? But then you put it back and you're using your blades because you're trying to conserve your blades too, because it's not like you know, it might be an action movie, but you don't have infinite blades, right? So you don't have a high kill count, but you're deadly, right? So then we go to our Russian friend. He's back to back with us, right? What weapon? Our Russian's got an AA-12. You know the automatic shotgun, guys? You guys know what that is? There's a Russian shotgun. It's automatic. These are least dangerous. Yes, that's the whole point, though, guys. No, but they are dangerous. They got blades, bro. Like, these are the quick ones we saw. Remember the quick ones? So they move with extreme speed. So the Russian guy's got his back to back with us. He's like, you're bastards, and he's like yelling out Russian slurs and everything. Yeah, right. And he's like, douche, 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 with his automatic shotgun, and he's only killed 3. And that's an automatic shotgun. So Roy killing 4 with throwing knives, pretty good. And these guys are surrounded, right? And then out of nowhere, you just see a drone hit the Russian guy right at the neck. And all you see is red, and the life leave his face, and his head's like this, and his shotgun's still going doof, 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 doof. And then Vas turns around, he says a comment to him like, we're going to survive. Like, so Vas says something like shooting. It's like, he says, sorry, I'm trying to remember the accent. Come on, this is like shooting fish in a barrel, right? So just like shooting fish in a barrel. And he winds down his minigun to give it a cool down, and he's dipping it into the snow, and he looks up to the Russian guy, and he sees the back of his head, and he's doof, doof, doof. And then he says something. Oh, so let's say the Russian guy's name is Igor. And he's like, Igor. And he just sees the head roll off, and the shotgun's still shooting, and the body drops. And by this point, the drones are either dead or flown off. A couple of them fly off. No, they killed them all. Let's say they killed them all. Yes. Yeah. And then Vas yells out, Igor! And then they all kind of come to it, and they're like... And then Vas has a bit of a breakdown. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he had no chance. His head was... it was dangling there, and he was still firing. And then, yeah, by the time Vas cools his binny gun down and it's kind of finished, he looks back and he's just like, huh? Like, why aren't you answering me, Igor? And he sees the head come off and then the body drop. So Vas has a breakdown. He's like, the bastard. Come on. The bastard didn't have a chance. Against what? These lifeless things? Where's the fun in that? What's the point? And he's like, it's messing with his head. He's like, this is crap. Yeah, and we're not happy. Even though we won the battle, none of us are actually happy because we just lost a comrade. And when I say comrade, I mean he was Russian, and comrade is very fitting. All right? So we have just lost a comrade. Vas is trying to process it. He's like, these bastards. And now he's getting angry, right? But Sylvester Stallone knows he can't have people losing it with anger. Not so early, right? Meanwhile, I take the remaining supplies off the guy while he's having the meltdown, which makes everyone kind of hate me. Oh my gosh, Roy. Yes, 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 yes. And then Vas looks over and he sees Roy and he looks over and he's like, what the F? And he just swears like he's like, what the F do you think you're doing, right? And Roy doesn't even look at him and he's like, and he's just like in his southern accent, he's like, we're all sorry for our loss, but we need these. And he's just taking what he needs, and he's like, cool. And he goes, and you need this. And he grabs the bottle of vodka and he throws it to Vas. And that cools Vas instantly down, because he grabs the alcohol and he's like, looks at it, and he looks back up at Roy, and Roy's just like, looks at him like a dead eye, looks at him, and he opens the bottle and he has a swig, and then Roy looks back and he keeps taking, or doing whatever. Yeah, well, somebody has to use it. Yeah. I'll grab him by the neck. Oh, yeah, let's say, okay. Yeah. So you grabbed him by the neck, and Roy's just looking at you like, with your hands out like this, kind of like, hey, I could get you, but I understand your pain. Right? Right? And then he's like, and then Roy just grabs the bottle and he goes, kind of chokingly, and he says, you need this. And that's where Vas lets go of his neck and just like unthings the bottle and just takes a swig, and instantly it's over, like as far as that. So, and then Sylvester Stallone goes, Roy's right. This is bullshit. But we ain't got time for that. This is gonna kill us if we sit here crying. We'll cry later. We'll mourn him later. For now, we'll leave him. And Vas is like, what? You're not gonna bury him? You're gonna leave him to the vultures? And then Sylvester Stallone goes, oh, we're gonna leave him like some dead dog? Huh? And Sylvester Stallone looks at him and goes, there ain't no vultures this high up. Besides, he's already frozen. And Vas looks down and he sees his mate's head and body, and he looks at it, it's like blue, and he like touches it and it's rock hard. And the dead body, you see. Yeah. And then he's like, come on, let's go. And they all go, and Big Tommy just does like a cross thing, like kind of like rest in peace, brother. And touches them. They all kind of walk past. Some of them touch him, and Vas spills a bit of the vodka onto the mouth of the head, because remember, it's a head. And now at this point, Vas has seemingly attached the head to the body, so it looks like he's in one piece. Yeah. Yeah. And then they're kind of walking away, kind of look back quickly. There's their comrade falling. He's still got the ear things, guys. He's still got the ear bandages. He's got the big ears with the bandages because of Roy's knife throwing in the chopper, right? So they're walking away, and it's just like sad music. And then it starts getting cold, and they're like, we're not going to survive in the open. And Sylvester Stallone's like, we're never going to survive in the open. And they're like moving, and they're like cold. And Vas, because he's a big guy, he's carrying all that extra muscle. He's got his minigun, and Vas is like, he's gonna drop. And Roy's behind Vas, and Tommy's at the back. He's always watching the back like that. Tommy's at the back. Roy's behind Vas. Hammy's at the front. Sylvester Stallone, and he sees that the big fella, he's not coping. And then Roy taps him on the shoulder, and Vas kind of looks back like, what do you want? And he goes, Roy looks up at him. He looks up at him because he's a big dude, And he goes, come on, let me carry that. And he goes, he kind of grunts because he's so annoyed. He's still grieving, but he's getting weak. He's like, let me carry it. And he kind of nudges it, and he's just getting so weak. And Roy grabs the minigun and kind of throws it up. And they're all struggling. And the big guys are struggling. He starts going like this. He's got his hands in front. Now Roy's got his minigun. But the big guy's just like, he's not okay. And then Sylvester Stallone character keeps going, come on. Can't give up now. Keep going. Come on. Right? He keeps yelling at them to make sure they're going. And Sylvester Stallone's character's got a lot of faith in Tommy. He knows that Tommy's okay back there, even though he can't see him. It's so dark and there's so much wind and stuff going, right? So then they find some shelter and they set up and they're just exhausted. They don't think they're going to make it. And then they're like, and then Sylvester Stallone's like, there's a cave. Come on. And they all go in the cave and they're like, and Voss is like, he's not looking well. And then Roy's straight into it. He's making a fire. He's right there and Roy's getting the fire on. And Voss just looks up at Roy and he thought he was going to die. And like of a half dead face, he just looks at him and he kind of smiles, kind of like that fire is a lifesaver. He didn't say anything. He just looks at Roy and he's like, does it like a grin. And Roy's like that. Just gives him the head nod. And Tommy, even Tommy, and to their surprise, even Tommy's like, you could tell Tommy's like, oh, I'm not doing well at all. And they're shocked because Tommy's just this quiet badass. And to see Tommy by the fire like shaking, they're like, oh crap, this is bad. And Sylvester Stallone character, and they're there shaking, and they kind of defrost a bit, and they kind of say a few jokes because they have to. And who's going to do the jokes? So Voss does the jokes, and he's like, makes a joke. What kind of joke does Voss do? Let's think of a joke for Voss to say. So Voss is starting to warm up. He's starting to feel grateful. He's starting to feel a bit of love, even though, you know, he felt like, you know, he's obviously lost his friend that he made, but he felt like he was one of the guys that kind of got, in a weird way, he kind of got pushed around. And, you know, he might be a big guy, but on the inside, he's got a big heart. And so he's starting to feel really relieved. And Sylvester Stallone's character's starting to cook up some grub, right? And guys, you got to help me with a joke. What joke does Voss say? And everyone kind of laughs, right? I want you to think about that. Come up with a joke for Voss. They're in the cave. They just somehow like grateful they're alive and they found a cave because they were done for. And it's almost like they're all realizing that something divine is looking after them. Why didn't the skeleton like the cold? It chilled him to the bone. Ha ha ha! Yes, perfect. Okay. Ha 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 ha! Okay. So Voss looks over. You know, they're all still shaking, but they're a bit better. He looks at Roy because Roy's skinny, and he looks at Roy and he goes, and he starts laughing to himself, and they're all kind of serious face, kind of like, uh-oh, is he losing his mind? Because to be honest, they're all kind of scared that he might be losing his mind because of the cold and losing his friend, right? So Voss starts laughing, and they're all looking like, oh crap, what's going on? And he looks at Roy, and Roy kind of looks up at him, kind of like, what the hell's going on? And he goes, hey, Roy. He goes, why didn't the skeleton like the cold? And Roy goes, because he's a skinny prick. And then Voss just goes, no. He goes, because it chilled him to the bone. And they all start laughing. I can't tell a joke, as you can tell. It chilled him to the bone, and everyone starts laughing And yeah, so that happened, and so the next day they kind of stumble out, and so I reckon Sylvester Stallone and Tommy are gonna go on a recon. What do you guys reckon? And we'll leave Roy and Vuss in the cave. Guys, let me know. What do you want to add? What do you want to say happens now? I want to hear your input while I have a dart. Okay, guys? Let me know. Let me know. What should happen now? What ideas is going through your head? Vush, what kind of ideas have you got going in your head? What happens now? Should those two go on a recon and leave the other two? Or are you guys thinking something else? Let me know in the comments. I'll give you some time to process it. Because that's my idea that Hammy, Sylvester Stallone. Oh yeah, maybe there's an avalanche that wiped out the original pathway they were going to take. Yes, yep, that sounds good. That sounds good. It cuts to them in the morning. It cuts to them in the morning, thinking about a game plan. After a little bit, then come up with a plan to leave them to recon. It cuts to them in the morning, thinking about a game plan. Comes to them, game plan, and after a little bit, then come up with the plan to leave them to recon. Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying there, Vosh. It cuts to them. Is that an American term? I don't know. So we're going to add the avalanche scenario in it. As they go for recon, they see the avalanche happen. But there's something else that happens that I'm about to introduce, but see what you guys come up with. Okay. So yeah, they come up with that plan. Sylvester Stallone and Tommy are going to go on a quick recon while they're safe in the cave because they don't really know what's up ahead. Oh, you're going, see you, Vash. I'll keep you in the you'll get to rewatch the video anyway. Hey, Big Tommy, he's back. Camera cuts. Oh, cuts. Yes. Yeah. See you, Vass. Thank you so much. But yeah, you'll get to see what we come up with. All right, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, cuts. Yeah, like in a movie. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I totally missed that. Yeah, cuts like a cut scene. Duh. Of course. Come back someday, Vash. Yeah, come back, Vash. Someday, for sure, bro. Really enjoyed your company. So this is what I was thinking. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if you can add anything back more to it. I've got some stuff, but keep adding. See what you think. Any other ideas? So we've got an avalanche. Okay, I'll tell you the part I was going to add. You know, the ones with guns, the other drones, they're going to see them. But the avalanche happens. And the reason the avalanche happens is the one shooting the guns cause the avalanche. And it blocks their path. So it lets them know what's up ahead. And for once, they got the jump on the enemy. But it's also created a problem. Stay tuned for next week on Drones vs. Everest. Starring Big Tommy as Tommy. Starring Roy as Roy. Yeah, but yeah. How cool's that? What do you guys reckon? Any other ideas? So that all happens while they're in recon. And the other guys in the cave, the only thing that really happens to them is they hear the avalanche. And then Roy's looking on his laptop and he's like, wow, something really, that'd have to be an avalanche. We've got them on recon so they can find out the avalanche happened while they are out. Well, no. So Sylvester Stallone and Tommy, they see the avalanche and they see those other drones that created the avalanche. But you're back in the cave with Vash, and you've actually on your computer, you're looking it up, and you're like, "That's an avalanche." You're like that, and you're like swearing. You're like, "That's a damn avalanche." And Tommy's like, "Oh shit, are we safe?" kind of thing, because he's out of depth. He's literally like, "What's going on? Can you fill me in?" kind of thing. So I'm back now. I'm back, right? So so now what happens is, oh, stop. Wait, what's wrong? Oh, I'm back. Yay! Voss is back. Voss is back. Okay, you didn't miss anything. I was just having a quick dart. I was just explaining. So, this is what's going down. Guys, let me know if you got something better. Yeah, right? So, two guys left behind in the cave. Roy and Vash. So, Vash and Roy are in the cave. Sylvester Stallone's character, Hammy, has now gone on a recon with Tommy, because he doesn't want to endanger, because this cave is a safe place and they don't really know what's up ahead. You hearing me? That's why these two have gone on recon. And plus, and Hammy did realize that Vass was crushed a bit too much. And he kind of wants to let him recover and feel a bit safe again, and, you know, get his marbles back. And he left Roy there because, well, he's got Tommy. Anyway, so they're moving up this ridge, and he's like, and Sylvester Stallone's like, "It's meant to be a path here." And then he's like, "Get down." And no, Tommy's like, "Get down." And Tommy like moves him. And Sylvester Stallone's character's like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Look." And you just see these drones. Let's say there's just 10 of them. And these drones just go, right, with these little guns. And big avalanche. And it's going through the crevice. And now they run back to the cave. And so meanwhile, Roy has noticed there's an avalanche by looking on his laptop. And Vashti, I keep saying Vashti. Vash is looking at him like, "What's going on?" Like, because he's not the tech guy. He's like, "What is it?" And Roy's like really quiet, but he doesn't give out too much. But he's like, "That's an avalanche. That is an avalanche." Right? And Vash is like, "Oh crap." And then the guys come running in. They're like, it doesn't go past the cave, but they can hear it, you know. It's not too far away. And they're like, and then Roy looks up at Sylvester Stallone and he goes, "Don't say that was our path. Don't say it. Don't say it." And Sylvester Stallone's like, "That was our path." And Roy's like this. He's like, "Oh shit. Oh shit." No one say what now. No one say what now. Just give me a moment. And so now Roy's feeling under pressure for once. He's starting to break. He's starting to feel like, okay, all you idiots are now depending on me to fix everything. Okay, just give me some space here, all right? They're all crowding around. They're not trying to crowd around, but they're kind of like, "Hey man, you got the answers?" "We don't know." So Roy's sitting there and he's like, "Oh crap." And he's like, and then it just, and then we get a flashback. Time for that grappling hook to come into play. Oh no, it will. Don't worry. It will. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Right? And then Roy, it has a flashback scene. You guys ready? Flashback scene. And it's got Roy as a little kid and his little brother. And he's like, and the little brother's a little blonde kid, and Roy's got Roy's a blonde kid too, and he's a bit older, and they're both little skinny little boys. And Roy's little brother looks up at Roy, innocent little kid with little blue eyes, and he goes, "How do we get home, Roy? I think we're lost, Roy. Roy, do you know the way?" And it kind of just echoes into the forest. And Roy's like, anyway. And then they starts looking for the way, but he actually loses his brother. They find his brother that's passed away. And that's like a trauma. So he's lost that little brother when they were kids. His little brother was depending on him to get him out of trouble. So now Roy's spiraling into this. Everyone's depending on me again, and I'm going to fail them. All right? So they don't know this, though. They don't know this. And Roy's starting to... He's losing it. He's like, "Oh, crap, I'm going to get you all killed. That's what I'm made for, to get you all killed," kind of thing. And they're like, what's up? They're looking at one another like, what the hell is wrong with him? He's so cool, right? And then Sylvester Stallone's character realizes at this point they can't depend on Roy, right? And Roy's just like, he's playing cool on the outside, but he's gone. And he's literally like, he's blank. He can't even work anything out on the computer right now because he's literally like, that's it. I'm going to let everyone down, right? So Sylvester Stallone steps up and he goes, "I got a plan, but you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it one bit." Wait, now he sounds... Wait. "I got a plan. Follow me. Roy, you hold on there. Vash, maybe you warm up some tea. Or, warm up some food." And that's just trying to get them distracted, right? Into the laptop screen. Yeah, blank stare into the laptop screen, right? So Hammy brings Tommy out to the front of the cave, and he looks at Tommy, and Tommy's already right there. He's right there, and he's looking him in the face, and he goes, "Now listen, Tommy, I got an idea." And Tommy's like, "I miss the Russian man." Yeah, he was pretty cool, eh? And see this old baby? It's got a real attachment. And Tommy's like, lot of risk. And he's like, "Well, if you think of something better." And then he's like, "All right." And anyway, so they go for a little hike, and there's a risk because they're going away from the cave. They're going for a hike, and they find a ridge they can cross. They find another way, and like this crevice, right? So the thing is, normally it's like there's no road here, even though we reached the ridge and used all that energy. But now we have the grappling hook, and we're going to try this. And so Sylvester Stallone's character's like, "I'm going to leave this baby here. We need to leave some stuff here. It's too heavy." So they leave some stuff there because they need to now go back to the cave and get the other boys, and then come back up there, shoot the grappling, and somehow slide down. Right? On the way down, they hear humming. And now Sylvester Stallone, he's got his handgun, and he's like ready, and they're nice and low. And then Tommy's like, and he comes out, and he starts lining them up as they're coming. They're not as quick as these other Blade ones, but they're still quick. He shoots one, and then he shoots another one. And then Sylvester Stallone's guy's feeling out of depth. He's just got a handgun. So he sticks out because now he's freaking out for Tommy because Tommy's about to take one for the team. He's putting himself out there. He's like, "It's only me. I've got to protect the leader." right? So he's taken 2 out, and there's still probably 3 coming. And then the bullet hits him. No! And Sylvester Stallone's character sees Tommy at the side, and he's just firing these rounds hopelessly towards these drones. But he's surprisingly, he's hit. What was there? 2. Let's say there was 2 left, and he's hit 2 of them, and he's manages to get them. By miracle, he manages to get them with a handgun, exposing himself too. Now, Tommy hits the ground. All kind of happens in a moment, and he's like, Tommy! And Sylvester Stallone, again, he's got the dribble, the icicle. And no. And Tommy's like, I'm okay. It went straight through, guys. But it busted his shoulder. He's like, I'm all right. And he's bleeding. And so Sylvester Stallone character's doing first aid. He's like, we got to get back. And he's like, are you all right to walk? And he's like, yeah, I'll be all right. And he's limping. It went straight through, so he's all right. It didn't hit anything vital, but it screwed up his shoulder, guys. So Tommy, he couldn't even carry his own rifle. It's just too much. So Sylvester Stallone ends up carrying him. And they're like, he comes back to the cave, he drops him down, and Roy's up. Roy's gaze has gone from, oh crap, I'm going to get everyone killed, to, I ain't got time to bleed. This guy's in pain, right? So Roy gets up, they all get up, and they're like, trying to help him and all that. But Tommy's all right. They colorize the wound, and Tommy's just like, my booty. Nah, but he's singing karaoke. He's like, Big Tommy's he's thinking about himself, the Russian man. But yeah, he's literally getting skilled by a rod to colorize the bleeding. And then Roy makes a joke like, we don't need to do this barbaric stuff. The cold's going to freeze any blood that tries to bleed out from him, and makes the joke kind of thing, right? And so Tommy's in the corner, he's resting, he's in a lot of pain, and they're all like, oh crap, man. And so Sylvester Stallone goes up to him privately, and he looks at Tommy and he goes, can you go on? I don't want to leave you. Tommy looks and he goes, I'm fine. Because I'm fine. Just a little bit winded, that's all. Let's keep going. Come on. Come on, guys. And he yells out. And Tommy, he's not normally yelling out. And Tommy yells out and he goes, come on, guys. We've got some evil drones to kill. And they're all just like, okay. But really, Tommy's in bad shape. But he's trying to keep his cool. He's trying to be that support character. He's trying to keep it all together. He's seen how everyone else is falling apart. And he's thinking, I can't fall apart. I can't. I need to protect these guys. That is Tommy's love language. He's like, man, my purpose is to protect these guys. What else is there? What else is there? He goes, this is everything to me. But it's also the very thing that the idea of losing that for Tommy is like worse than death, literally. That's why he exposed himself to protect Sylvester Stallone's character, because he's like, man, because it literally was worse than death to him to lose the leader. Anyway. Right? So, anyway, so that's how Tommy's wired up. So he gets up and he's faking it till he makes it kind of thing. So they scour up this mountain again. They get up there. They see the other two guys see the drones, Roy and Why am I struggling there? Roy and Vash, they see the broken drones and they're like, far out. How'd you guys make it? And Sylvester Stallone's like, I don't know, right? And they finally get to the top. They get the gun. It's already kind of iced over, and he like aims it, and then, like he aims it, right, and he gets a good anchorage. Is like lucky because he had to shoot it in a way where it goes over some rocks and then hooks them. And then Roy looks over with some crazy eyes, and he looks at Sylvester Stallone's character. He looks at Hammy, and he goes, "You reckon it will hold? You reckon it will hold this big boy?" And he looks at Vuss, and Vuss is like, "Hey, I'm for the muscle, right?" Anyway, kind of, it's Roy stirring him up, but Roy's genuinely like, "Is it gonna hold?" Right? So, how you want to do this? Do we climb on it like monkeys, or, do we slide down with it because it's going downhill? I had to put a rock to my shoulder just to support it. Rock to my support. Nah, you're just in a lot of pain, but at this moment, no one really is realizing it. I would say something like that too. Oh, you would. And so Sylvester Stallone's character goes, "I'll go first." And he insisted on going first, even though the other guys are like, nah. Right? And now this is interesting, but normally Tommy would be like, "I'm going first. I'm going to put myself at risk for you guys." But he didn't. And you're about to find out why. Right? So they find a way to slide down. They got some Kevlar, some sort of Kevlar wrap or something, let's say. They pulled something out of those drones because those drones were right next to that peak. So they pulled a part out of the drones and like, yeah, this will slide on this, right? And so Sylvester Stallone goes down. And he can't yell out to the other guys because they don't want to start an avalanche. So he's like, come on. And then he's making sure it's all secure. And he's like, he looks at it, guys, and it was hanging on by a bee's winky. The hook was just holding on, and he's like, oh, crap. So he makes it really secure, and he's like, come on, waves them down. And then Roy looks up at Vash, and he goes, come on. If you make it, I'll definitely make it. And so Vash gets on it, slides down. And then he wants to call out, but Sylvester Stallone's character, Hammy, just stops him. He's like, shh, avalanche, because he wanted to make a smart ass. He wanted to joke like, come on, it's fun, right? Kind of stirring him up, like, look, I've already done it, even though he was terrified, right? So then Roy's like, he looks at Tommy, and Tommy's like, I'm all good. Oh, with the other arm. So I'm all good. And yeah, so off goes Roy, right? And gets off, and I would say something like, yeah. And then they're kind of waving Tommy, and Tommy starts setting himself up. And he's got his gun. He's got everything, guys. Well, I'm actually emotional. And so he kind of does a little dummy harness himself up, and they're all thinking he's going to come sliding down. Their sniper, their man, and he realized something very quickly with no emotion. He realized he could not support his own weight. He could not meet his brothers. So he very quickly made the decision because he knew what he had to do, and he's been here before, where he had to do what he had to do. And he pulled out his knife, and they're watching him. They're like, what are you doing? Come down. And he gets his knife. Of course, he hasn't got his other hand. He gets his knife and he cuts it. And they're like, what? What are you doing? Because they had just realised then that he realised he could not make it. And he was actually playing them on. He didn't want them to think he was as bad as he was. And then they hear the buzzing. They hear the buzzing, guys. And the guys on the bottom of the ridge that have now flying foxed across suddenly realise there's drones coming. And Big Tommy they hide because they're like, maybe we can avoid them. Big Tommy gets his rifle up on a ledge because his hand's buggered, he can't really use it. Hey, you got to listen, mate. Come on. So Big Tommy gets his rifle up on a ledge and he lines them up. And before the drones even see the other guys, Big Tommy drops them in this epic sniper battle. Not only is he hitting them from a distance from like, let's say, 100 meters in like windy conditions and lots of moving quick drones, but he's got a wounded arm. He's got up on a rock. And the drones don't even know the other guys are there. All they see is a guy up on the ridge is smacking them down. So these drones, they're AI, and they go, okay, we need to work into avoidance tactics so it doesn't get a lock. But he's still smacking them. He's smacking them. They're falling. They can see drones falling all around them. These guys are shocked. And it even shows a scene where Voss sees a drone just look at him for a moment and then its eye shuts down. And Voss is like, oh crap, kind of like, yeah, you're watering the plants. You really missed some good stuff, Tommy. You really missed some good stuff. So Tommy's now injured. He's on the other side. He cut the rope. The other guys are not discovered by the drones flying past them and over them. And Big Tommy's knocking them down. Now keep in mind, he's also using the same hand with the bolt action. He's reaching the other hand around and he's right. Yes, he's got a cannon for something like drones. You'd think, something semi-automatic that was still quite a big caliber could have been better. But anyway, right? So the men are shocked how many drones he's dropped. And then another 5 drones come over the hill. Campaign to things. Oh yeah, I'm the same. Look like God. The gods have forsaken me. Kratos. Hey, Kanisk, welcome. The gods have forsaken me. I will kill the gods. Is that Kratos? Kratos. I am wearing my warrior necklace I made. So at this point, Tommy sees about 5 drones flying towards him. Yeah, me too, yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I should have said thank you. A very interesting one. Yeah, right? He sees them, and all the guys are watching. They're cowering because they're like, they'll be instantly dead by these drones if they expose themselves. And Big Tommy, he's trying, and then you just hear him praying, and he drops his rifle, and he puts out his hands, and he looks up to the heavens, lifts up his hands, even though his hand's buggered, lifts up his hands, and then slow motion, and the bullets start hitting him. You can hear him hitting the flesh, cutting in like razors. And you see the blood come from the mouth. And he looks back at his men. His last thing he saw, not the drones in front of him shooting him, but the men he had protected. And as he drops and his gaze disappears from their sight, falls down into that crevice. Almost just silent. It just drops. And yep, the music starts again. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I know I said this already, but it's gone. Dude, I was actually sad saying that because I pictured every part of it. And Big Tommy was no more. Sorry, Big Tommy. It's coming for all of us, bro. Don't worry. For my people, that's right, bro. But the last thing Big Tommy saw was his men. As his hands were out, as the bullets were cutting into him. And man, there was a lot of bullets. All right. It wasn't just one or two. He already had the one in his shoulder. These ones pierced his chest. And it was like slow-mo. And like I said, he had his hands up. One of them was kind of down because he busted shoulder. And as he's coming down, his last vision was of the men that he had saved. And he thought, you know what? He had a bit of a smile. As blood was dripping out, he went like this. He had a smile. And the reason he had a smile... Wait. That's not... Oh, I did it my way. No, it is. It is. It is. Because you can't sing that song in the Philippines. And you know that, eh, Big Tommy? And yeah, and all you hear is Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. You know when they slow down a song and it slows down Frank Sinatra's I Did It My Way? I did it my way. And he's got a bit of a smile. And the reason he had a bit of a smile is he thought, I died with purpose. That's all I wanted. And that, I can be the cold one who says something like, nothing we can do now. We have to move. Yes. Yeah. And so that happens. And then they all kind of just go on the side of the crevice and they're all like looking down. You can't even see the bottom. It's just ice. It's just this ice shelf that keeps going. And it was like that surreal thought that somewhere down there is Tommy. Like it was hard for them to process because just a moment ago there was this formidable guy that was, and they did, even though they didn't admit it, even though they didn't say it, he did say he missed Russian. It's a shame he has to meet him like this. It is a shame. And none of yous expected him to go so quick, did yous? Hey? You didn't expect him to go so quick. No, you didn't. You thought he was going to be right at the end, but he wasn't. He was right where he needed to be. And that's the truth. So they're looking down and they're thinking, man, it just couldn't, they can't process it. That guy that we felt so safe around, even though they'll never say it, the guy we felt so safe, I said, want to be, mate. But yeah, even though they never said it, they were really grateful that he protected them and they felt safe around him. They felt as long as Tommy was there, they were right. Now he wasn't. And it was the surreal reality of realizing that as they were looking into that blue abyss. You know? It's like it was endless. Like, where is the bottom? You know? So now... Oh. Hey, Bella! Everyone say hi to Bella. Bella! I'm telling a whole movie. We're talking about a whole movie. Good to see you, mate. I was waiting for Bella. I was like, my night is not complete until Bella comes. Everyone, please say hi to Bella. Bella's a young girl in Australia. Good to see you, mate. Bella's in and she's out. But we love Bella all the same. Yeah. We should add her in the story. Oh, Bella, do you want to be in our movie, in our story? Bella, do you want to be in our story? How long are you going to be? I've got to find out how long she's going to be, otherwise she'll miss it. We'll still add her in. Let me know, Bella, if you want to be in our story. It's a pretty good story. What's it about? It's about Mount Everest and killer drones on Mount Everest. And it's a small team of, I guess you'd call them mercenaries, gone to destroy these drones in revenge. The bastardly drones. Yes, those bastards. But do you want to be in the story, Bella? I don't know. I could stay up late tonight because school is cancelled tomorrow because of the rain. Yes! Yes! Can everyone say yes to celebrate that Bella has no school? Sure, why not? Cool. I've already got a position for you, Bella. You guys are going to love where Bella is. You're going to love it. This is so cool. Okay, we're starting to get towards the end of the movie or story, whatever you want to call it. So we've just lost a good character. You're just going to have to take it from where we're at. Okay, Bella? Yes. Big Tommy was the only one who listened. Everyone else is like, eh. Why don't we meet her at the... No, guys, trust me. Please, can you trust me? Can you just trust me where I put Bella? The Thunder sister is here. Yes. I know, right? It's great. Okay, back to the story, all right? Enough formalities, enough conversing. Back to the epic story. Okay, so we've just lost Tommy into the great blue abyss. I'm not going to go back on that, all right? You can always rewatch these videos as well. So now all we have is Vas, Roy, and Sylvester Stallone. And now he doesn't have his harpoon, remember? Okay, so. And then Vas looks up at Sylvester Stallone at this point. Oh, no, sorry. Come back to Roy. Roy gets up. They're still kind of processing that they've just lost Tommy. I think we should add Tappy in the story, though. No. It's too late for now. Tappy's been working, guys, so he hasn't been able to join. But it's a bit late now, but we can probably do this again anyway another time. But right? So this is good. You're going to love this. So Roy gets up and he's ready to move. And Sylvester Stallone and which is named Hammy. So Hammy looks up at him and Vas looks up at Roy and Roy's ready to go. And they look at him like all offended and Roy goes, what was the comment, Roy? Can you remind me? Yeah, he did, eh? You haven't? Because it's not real movie, we're making it ourselves. Yeah, it's a movie we're making up. We're literally doing it as we're going. Roy, can you remind me what you said? Yeah, be right back. Okay, Bella. Yeah, but we're gonna produce it. Yeah. Oh man, if you guys do that, that'll be sick. Okay, yeah, but we're gonna produce it. Yeah. Nothing we can do now. We have to move. Yeah. So Roy looks back at him and he goes, well, nothing we can do. Well, nothing we can do now. We need to move on. And then Sylvester Stallone's character goes, you're right. Come on. And then Vas is just like, he's kind of used to it now. Anyway, Sylvester Stallone character kind of catches up to Roy and he goes, pretty sure it's just up ahead, this cave. And Roy takes out the laptop and he's like, looks like it. And then Roy looks up at Sylvester Stallone's character because Roy doesn't know everything. They haven't been told everything. And he goes, so you going to tell me what's there? Or am I going to figure it out myself before it's too late? Right? Oh, she's back. And then, Bella, you're going to be in the story soon. This epic story, and you're going to be in it. And Sylvester goes, all right, let's get over here. I'm going to tell you what's in that cave. AI intelligence. She's been running the show from here for a long time. They call her the Queen. They call her the Queen. Code name. You ready, guys? Code name Bella. The Queen running the show. The boss drone is Bella. Yeah, no worries. Bella's like, no worries. Okay. So you're the killer drone. You're the leader. You're the AI. You're the center brain. No way Bella is a protector. She is. She is. She is, guys. She fully is. Now. Did you like that? Hey, come on. Give me credit, guys. That was cool, wasn't it? I told you I'll take care of this. I didn't let you down. Nah. Yeah. Bella, you're literally like the boss. The queen boss. Bella, explain yourself. Okay, guys. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment, but I'm going to be listening and looking at your comments. But can yous help me? What are we going to encounter in this cave? Go for it. Well, it's obviously Bella, the queen drone. So, go for it. Go for it, guys. What do we encounter? I'm getting some ideas, don't worry. No, we're not goofing. Bella is the drone. She's the queen drone. A swarm of drones. Ooh. No. I mean, keep going. Yep, that's good, Voss. Keep going. More ideas, guys. Tappy dead. Big Tommy wants Tappy gone. Yeah. Personal bodyguard. All right. Yeah. Gleams of the future. Yep. We'll find a wire leading to a giant like electrical room of stuff. No. Yeah. I mean, yep. I'm reading. Don't worry, guys. We'll find a wire leading. Yep. Guys, I've got a really spun out concept I reckon you're going to love. Meatballs. Lots of meatballs. Lots of meatballs. Keep going. What if, guys? What if the concept... Here, have a play on this. What if there's a concept that this AI, that this drone, believes she is a sentinel being with feelings, with love, with all of it? And what if we walk into, hear me out, a kind of cyber mansion? Hear me out. A cyber mansion. Nah, Sebastian was just another name concept. A dragon with feathers, horns, and a cat head, but it also has propellers like a drone and it breathes around. Yeah, yeah, Bella. Okay, I got some things I could do with that. Okay. I just got to go outside for a moment, guys, for a quick toilet break. Don't worry, I'll be right back, all right? I just got to use the bathroom. Yeah, we like the imagination, Bella. It's good. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I'm back. Big Borry is back. Okay, so I've considered all the information. You ready, guys? I'm gonna put that in my processing brain, just like an AI. I could be AI, and you guys don't know it. Right. So, shush, guys, he's back. Okay, you ready? You ready? I'm gonna incorporate all this stuff. Okay. So they walk up to this mountain. They walk into the cave, and just slightly as they walk in, they see Tibetan Nepalese flags across the top of an ancient-looking wooden door with big brass knobs, all of it. And so Vas gets his gun ready. What Vas have? Mini gun. That's right. He's still got a mini gun, right? And he's got it on roll. He's ready. It's spinning. The chambers are spinning. Yeah, there's cameras. There's modern cameras. All of it. And then Sylvester Stallone's like, they know we're here. Right? And he's only got a handgun, remember? And he's still got his grenades. And he's holding a grenade. So he's got his handgun. He's holding a grenade. Just in case, knock, knock. Right? And there, Roy's there. Roy's got his knives. He's ready to flick his knives, right? And he's like, no, he's got a handgun. He's got his handgun. And he's ready to flick his knives. He's got his hands crossed like this, but really his handgun, knives, right? Okay, Bella. Hang in there. It's going to get cool. And then Vas looks at Sylvester Stallone's character and he goes, suppose you got a knock? And Sylvester Stallone goes, sure, right? Boom, boom, boom with the brass knuckles. And they wait and they're all primed. They're ready for a war. They're ready for blood. Ready? Yeah, Big Time is awesome, right? And then the doors slowly open. They're ready. They're ready. They're on the trigger. And there is a man. There is a man in a fine butler's suit. And as they look down, they see technology, but they also see a mansion. It looks like they're inside a mansion. Right? Hey, no falling in love on here, mate. Nah. No, I'm joking. Right? I'm joking. Right. Anyway. Matchmaker.com. No. Right. And there's this butler. And they surmise that he's AI. Right? And the butler standing there is like, welcome. We've been expecting you. And Sylvester Stallone just goes, who the F are you? And the butler goes, I am Tappy. So the butler is Tappy, boys and girls. And Borry, there's kids. No, that's what I'm joking, like, because he's a similar age and all that. I was just joking. It's all good. Yeah, right. No, right. Yes, the butler is Tappy. He's like a cybernetic organism. And he's a butler. And he goes, welcome. And they walk in and they're just like, Roy's just like ready to Roy's just ready to get the butler and all that. And he's looking at him and all that. Anyway, the butler brings them into a beautiful dining table with paintings. And Roy's just like, are you guys seeing this? And they're like, yeah. Like, they're spun out. They're like, What's going on? We're in this beautiful mansion looking place. It's got technology. You can see the things aren't human. No reason, just so I know. Talk to a 7-year-old man or an 18-year-old man. Yeah. Wait, I thought Big Tommy was... Sorry, Big Tommy, I thought you were really young. Wait, how old are you, Big Tommy? You can say that now. Oh, are you older, Big Tommy? I don't remember now. He's not even 18 yet. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Roy. That's why I made that joke. Sorry, guys, I was just joking. Yeah, 13. You're still heaps young. Yeah, it's all good, mate. It's all fine. That's there. That's what I thought. You guys are still like chill out. It's all good. All good. The joke was correct. Yeah, that's actually a good. I'm not trying to do anything here. I just mean that the ages aren't bad. As far as anyway, I'm digging a hole. Let's go back to the story. No side chatter. All right. So they sit down at the dining table. Dinner will be served, and the drones fly in, and they're like, "What the?" And then the butler, and then Tappy goes, "Can you please not put the guns on the table?" Because the mini guns like this over the table, and he's like even knocking down the candles. Sev's, oh, far out my brain. Oh, why am I struggling? Sev. So Vash's binny gun's like even knocking the candles because he's following these drones and the butler and whatever. Now, please don't put the guns on the table. And the butler's just calm. And then the drones come in, they drop all this beautiful roast meal. Beautiful food, guys. Oh, amazing. There's even food in the middle of the table and a big cooked duck or something on there. Oh. No, yeah. It's all right, guys. I was just joking. Let's not get fixated on this stuff. It's all good. Bella's 11, Big Tommy. She's a young girl, yeah. I've distracted him with this nonsense. Can we stop, please? Yeah, guys. We don't need this side chatter of... you guys want to talk in private, you can, obviously. I don't mean... I'm not trying to make you do anything. I just mean... Let's stick to the topic. Sound good? Get back to the movie. Yeah. Because I'm starting to get distracted by this. Get back to the movie. I think my brain is right now. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Established. Bella's got a boyfriend. Big Tommy's young. They're both young. It's all good. Right. Back to the movie because my brain is struggling at this point. Right? So bear with me, guys. We're nearly there. So they kind of calm down a bit. They're like, oh man, what's going on? And then Seb goes, "You're here to meet the Queen, are you not, Bella?" And they're like, and then Sylvester Stallone kind of looks around and he's like, "Sure, why not?" Right? And they all just spun out. Okay, wait, why don't we leave it here? Can we leave it here? Yes, leave it here. I've been going for like 3 hours, guys. That's a good slog, eh? I'm not getting paid for this either. Oh. But bro, you guys are... No, like, hear me out. You guys are both pretty young, but obviously at your ages, those age differences matter a lot, I guess. If I met a girl and she said she was 30 and I'm 38, that's nothing. You don't even think about that. Because since they distracted you, we can continue. Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow. We all know where we're at. But yeah, I'm pretty fried at this point. That's why I'm struggling so much. That was a funny conversation, though. I reckon we could have had fun with that. But I kind of did on the side. May not be getting paid, but you will be when we make billions. Yes, season 2. Next week, season 2. come on. Oh, and Arnie comes in. He's like, come on, we can do it. We can kill this drone army. This is fantastic. You know what I mean? Get to the fantastic. But yeah, there's heaps I was wanting to add, but my brain's so cooked. I can't even do the characters properly anymore. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. Even my Sylvester Stallone's extra droopers like, forget about it. Forget about it. I have to go to work soon. Oh, cool. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll leave yous be. Wow. What an amazing show. Like, seriously. Wow. I really enjoyed it. You guys are great company. Good. There's too many of you amazing people right now to really give you, but just know that I had an amazing time. Guys, you can always rewatch this, or if you wanted to do anything with it, you got it for reference. I'll put up soon as it's kind of there. Still great. I really want to hear that of this. Yeah, I know, me too. But I'm a bit fried for it, and I want to do it just. You know what I mean, Roy? Don't forget the post screen. Yeah. Streamer. Yeah. My favourite stream. Oh, thanks, Vash. Out. And the fact that I only met you today and you're saying that, thank you so much. But yeah, this is what kind of stuff you're going to get. You're going to get someone that's real, that gives a crap at people in a genuine way, and is into all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, guys, love yous. Hopefully see yous tomorrow. I don't see why I can't stream tomorrow. Should be okay. But yeah. Peace out, guys.